real life?
Real life.
Big Weez.
Diesel, Breezo. Definitely are the one and only.
Man, what y'all been on? Start off with that. How y'all doing on this beautiful Monday?
Much.
It's the Ooch.
Nothing crazy. Same old shit for me. You know, nothing other.
Certainly. We got X-Men on if you're wondering. You feel me? Keep it P.
First class.
Facts.
No Southwest.
Okay, old bar out there.
So let's get the boring stuff out the way first. So last week, the reason I want to start with this first actually because we talked about it last week. So we said that the Federal Reserve was going to raise interest rates.
Before you do that, let me just let niggas know this is Finlit Footsteps podcast, man. Episode 17, and yeah.
Thank you. You right. Facts.
Just to officially let them know.
Facts. So yeah, the Federal Reserve, they raised interest rates from 0.25% to 0.5%. Long story short, they added 0.25% on top of debts, on top of anybody that owes them money. Basically, you used to owe me 0.25, now you owe me 0.5. That's bad in the long run. Short run, it don't really mean anything. Nothing has really changed. Their life will kind of continue on as it is. But long term, in like a year or two, as these moves start to add up, that will reflect in the stock market, the economy. Prices will go up even more. It'll be a...
I've seen short-term interest rates go up already for sure on certain shit that I'm looking at.
Yeah.
Like the loans have definitely started going back up. Houses to
let's say the auto loans, credit cards, payday loans, installment loans, like whatever can be loaned out to you, those interest rates are impacted by whatever the Federal Reserve changes that rate to.
Mm-hmm.
So student loans, things like that. So
fuck all them.
Man, facts. Never get my money like. But yeah, so we just had to get that quick boring stuff out of the way. Now the fun, juicy stuff we could talk about. Jussie Smollet. So last week, bro got locked up.
Yep.
Miraculously, he's out of jail.
Days later. Wait, was he locked up while he was on trial, or was he?
I don't know.
Because last week he got convicted.
Could bro have been in jail that long?
I don't know.
I feel like we've heard from him too many times.
I was about to say we haven't heard from him.
Up to now, no. But over the last, this happened in 2019. So over the last whatever, I don't know if it was at the end of 2019, but I read that it did happen in 2019.
Well,
let's say between the last 2 or 3 years.
Just for the clarification, then, so he got convicted last week. We ain't gonna say he got.
Well, he did go to prison. He went to prison for like.
But that's what I'm saying. We don't know if he was already in jail.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah, you're right.
Convicted.
Yeah. So formally convicted. Yeah, facts. Formally sentenced, and been found guilty of what the world knew he was guilty of, which is lying and
beating yourself up.
Wasting our time.
He went to jail for beating himself up.
Put himself in the yoke.
He gave himself a full nails. Bro, terrible. Jussie lying.
Fucked up with yourself,
man.
No all of that in the process.
Bro, okay. Y'all know who Godfrey is, right?
Yeah.
I was watching an old video of his, and he made reference to this. He said that I don't know if he's from Chicago.
Or Jussie or Godfrey?
Huh? Godfrey.
Oh, yeah.
So he is from Chicago.
Yeah.
He made a reference to this. He said that day was actually one of the coldest days in Chicago's history.
Yeah.
So he said like that I didn't even know that, but like that like totally makes things come full circle. Like
you out here.
So we already thought you was lying.
Yeah.
But he said, you mean to tell me you walked from your apartment to Subway on one of the coldest days in this state, or in the country's, in the city's history. Like, you expect us to believe that.
Right.
You were that hungry that you walked to Subway in freezing temperature. And when he said that, I was like, oh yeah. I already knew he was lying, but like, hearing that, I was like, wow. Bro, like
that's the greatest Uber Eats commercial.
You are definitely lying, bro. Right, like they need to turn that to an ad. That's a fact.
Order you some before you get
home.
Before you get Molly Wop.
Don't get Jussie.
Right, don't
get Smollet. I think that's crazy.
Yeah, that's wild. The coldest day in the city history. You outside playing games.
Like why? Why?
To be fair, like. If it is that cold, nobody's gonna be out there. So,
alright, looking for a lit.
Yeah.
I'm outside looking for a lit. It's negative something degrees outside. Like what? God.
Like, bro.
Like, I can't even imagine being in no weather that cold. But I don't think I ever been in no weather
Below freezing.
Like,
Way below freezing.
yeah. We get snowed out here like once or something.
Yeah, but that ain't even like negative degrees. You feel me? Like we could hit 30 and see snow. Like they was experiencing negative degrees.
Yeah,
that is ridiculous. Like, oh my god, I could imagine.
And so yeah, I'm the police. I'm super mad. Like you feel me? You wasting resources,
so
and you got
time
us just out here investigating some bullshit
right.
in the cold. We
Yeah,
out here really investigating some shit with tape and cones and shit. Freezing.
They got microscopes. Bro,
had to close down the subway and shit.
They said the cop showed up at his door. He still had the sandwich in his hand with the noose around his neck. So imagine the cops, just like you said, like they got to go through all of this, and they show up at your door, ready to assist you. Godfrey also talked about how this was in the middle of the Me Too movement, so he like, you gotta believe everybody. And so I'm like, man, like that's crazy. And just watching him, I'm like, dog. So like, imagine being the cop. How would you react if you was the cops? Like, would y'all have at least have like part of y'all believed him? I mean, imagine y'all was the actual police that showed up at his door and knew whose door. Y'all knew it was Jussie Line. Y'all knew it was the actor. How would y'all have reacted?
Yeah, the Subway sandwich in his hand and the noose around
his
neck.
The noose around his neck, Subway sandwich, bag in hand.
I would be like, you picked up that sandwich and walked home?
Yeah.
I'm knocking on the door with my notebook and shit ready.
I'm taking a picture like, I don't believe this. Dog, he did this.
This is.
Give me a bite of your sandwich.
This is a
facts. I need half of your sandwich, or I'm telling. Like
a blunder of epic proportions.
Man, I'm glad he stuck with it though. It's a. I always commend somebody sticking to a lie. I got a niece who is brilliant. You know Lelia. Brilliant. Mm-hmm. Lelia will lie to your face, straight face, and will stick to it even after it's been debunked. There's no way you're telling the truth. She'll.
Especially a bad lie.
Facts. Jussie lying. Everybody knew he was lying. Everybody, and he is not relenting. Right?
He's still lying. You've been convicted.
He is standing on it.
Raising his fist in court.
Bro, that threw me. I ain't gonna lie. I was already done with this shit, like not really paying attention. But when they was talking about he pulling the black card, my ancestors.
He said he was
400 years.
So he pulling everything: the black card, the gay card, the victim card, the racism card,
every card,
the Me Too card, like everything, and it failed. Still,
and
you got all these layers, and it failed.
Doing terrible.
You got no one to fold him.
But so they convicted him last week, and he's already out of jail.
Yeah, already.
Already out of jail.
Do y'all think he's gonna stay out? I mean, like, do y'all think something's gonna happen with his case that keeps him out?
I mean,
like Bill Cosby?
I don't know. They appealing it right now. I think it's really up to, like, on some politics shit. I think it's really up to like the police or whoever making decisions for the police. Like, do y'all feel like the lesson has been learned? We punished him enough, or
did
y'all
he
still
get
want?
fined? Sorry to cut you off. Did he get fined?
To go
Jussie Smollet?
To sentence.
He got 120 band fine to pay to Chicago Police Department, and then an additional 25. Oh yeah, I think like 100 hours or something like that.
And then the time.
Yeah, 2 fines, probation. Like he is.
See, I don't
really probation for like 5 years.
Yeah,
I don't really care about him serving time in jail. Like as long as he pay me back for the time I spent doing that bullshit.
And he probably won't. The thing about court is that they can say you owe something, but nobody can ever force you to pay it. You could get a $1.2 million judgment, just like Shorty who got caught lying on Cardi B, and she got to pay her $4 million. She ain't gonna never pay that.
Well, my take on it is because I want to be consistent across the board. I'm gonna say he does deserve jail time because I also at school that like when women lie on the dude talking about the DV, domestic violence and shit, or whatever, and when it really didn't happen, I think they should go to jail too. For all of this lying and shit on.
Right, if you gonna lie and play and manipulate,
getting the police involved, like you feel me, you know, if you get the police involved, it's already
facts. It's already
like come on.
Even when you the victim,
right?
You still
like you get the police involved. Like, it gotta be really something serious.
Right.
You feel me? Like we can't.
This has to be out of my control. Like
you feel me? So if they went that far, you playing with my name or something, or you feel me playing, or I guess he playing with his own name or whatever he got going on. Like, oh yeah, take it last.
He's playing with the culprits too.
Not for long, like 3 months or something. It's cool. Like, learn you something. You feel me? Like, learn you something.
Sit down.
Consequences.
Yeah. I don't feel bad, bro. After all of this, he got his family involved. They all are riding with this. Like, he is innocent. Hey, I like that though. Fam gonna ride.
Yeah.
Hey Jussie, y'all been tuned in with these sports though? Both of y'all been at the sports books. How was that?
It was cool, man. People did not hesitate to go back outside once they lifted the mask mandate. Like, it doesn't even feel like we're in a pandemic anymore.
Facts.
At all.
Yeah, that shit over.
At all. Every place is packed.
We knew that it was gonna come and disappear.
Yeah. I didn't know it was gonna be this immediate though. I thought it was gonna be gradual.
Yeah.
As the year goes along, maybe towards Christmas time, that's when everything officially gets open. It's summertime. Everybody's ready to get back outside.
Right.
Stadium swim is packed. Casinos packed. Every beach club was packed.
So I guess we got to kind of go on a tangent. We're going to come back to the sports talk, but we're going to go on a little tangent. Because it's crazy to me how hoorah everybody was behind the government. If you walk anywhere without a mask, the niggas was ready to fight you.
How dare you? You're un-American.
But the
anti-American.
They just put out a statement like, no more mask required. Everybody just cool. Like, I've been on the way. Like, I'm outside. If you scared, stay your ass in the house.
Right.
But just that quick, niggas was mobbing on you, whatever. Like, man, I was getting threatened when I was working my 9 to 5, getting threatened by my customer and shit. Don't you come in here with the other, getting my boss called on me and shit. That was damn near the reason I work for myself now. You feel me? Like, I just wasn't trying to deal with all of that. But the second day, the government say, oh, it's no longer required. Everybody just cool. Now we all on top of each other. Like, niggas don't got no more sense of the you feel me? Niggas ain't keeping no type of distance.
Right.
Niggas ain't I always been I always been anti-mask type shit, mandate. But I still I'm gonna conduct myself a certain way. I ain't getting in nobody's face. I'm not doing no crazy shit. But people just don't care. As soon as they stop that shit, people all over you. You feel me? Touching each other, touching random people. People don't give a fuck about COVID. I always been aware of COVID. And, you feel me? I was never oh, it's fake type shit. I always been aware of it, but you just gotta have your own mind, I guess, when it comes to certain shit. They just swaying with whatever the government say.
That's a fact.
Live how you live, man. Do what you do. Yeah. Right back to being nasty and shit.
Right. People ain't washing their hands anymore in the bathroom.
All of that shit. That should be what's mandated. They go you also wash your hands when you walk out that bathroom. Mandate that.
Hygiene. Yeah.
I'm glad all this is over. I'm glad we can go back to. I mean, the only downside to this is, and not that the world will care about this. This is how I would feel about it. I'm glad that we are returning to normalcy from COVID. The problem is that the consequences economically that we're gonna see, what people's perception to it is, and how they gonna react to it, and who they gonna blame for it. That is what I'm oh my God. So just another quick boring thing. Inflation always takes a year or two to really hit an economy. We are seeing the impact of 2020 right now. Gas prices, remember, we only get 2% of our oil from Russia. So Russia and Ukraine, that ain't got nothing to do with why gas prices in America are going up. Gas prices are going up because there's a lot of money in circulation. And that's just the 2020 effect. We ain't seen 2021 and 2022's effect. That'll come in 2023 and 2024 respectively. And so just seeing these next couple of years and seeing how people respond to it, that's gonna be boring. That's gonna be oh man, because it's gonna be rough, But other than that, I'm glad. Like I said, I'm glad the world is getting past this and going back to pre-2020. Like,
Right. Yeah, I think the high gas prices is more so just motherfuckers taking advantage of the environment than the actual price of gas being actually that much more. Like so quickly. Like I feel like you feel me? If you own gas or gas stations or whatever, this is a perfect opportunity to gouge the prices. You feel me? And make some bread. Like
gas going up 20 cents a day. The cheapest gas station. Man, I was telling you about funnies. This is the cheapest gas station by our house. In any vicinity, like in any zip code, this is the cheapest gas. They went up 20% in a day, from $4.77 to $4.97 in a day. I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow. Good thing I got gas yesterday, but like,
It's like 5.22.
Man,
on average.
Yeah, it is rough.
it's ugly outside. I'm gonna just say that it's ugly.
And the how do y'all feel about the gap between a push for cashless society, or I guess gas stations seem to be digital. The reason I was about to say that is because paying for gas in cash is like 20 or 30 cents cheaper than using your debit card.
It's cheaper, yeah, for sure.
Like, so don't you think that's like ironic in a world where it seems like we're trying to push for a cashless society? Gas stations is like, nah,
it's not like they're making it difficult for you to pay with cards.
Yeah, they're not making it difficult, but it is like a fee almost. You know, the same amount of gas gonna cost you way more depending on how you paying for it.
I think that's just a matter of what they call what the banks and shit call what they call that fee, a merchant fee, or whatever, for using your debit card. Like they charge, most gas stations gonna charge you 35 cents off top for using the card or some shit like that. But then
Visa does. Yeah, remember we was talking about the vending machines? They charge like 25 cents for every 100 transactions. Like
they feel me? They roll the cost on you. Like the bank is gonna charge the merchant a fee for all card transactions.
Right.
You feel me? So they gonna roll that fee on you. And then you feel me? We gonna offer cheaper gas if you pay as cash. So that's like you cutting out the middleman. If you use cash, like you ain't gotta use this payment system or whatever to make this transaction happen. So yeah, we're gonna offer you a cheaper discount if you pay cash. A lot of people, like if you go to it used to be like any mom and pop store you probably go to, it used to be like I used to get like water, like alkaline water from the little store, you feel me, instead of buying the bottles and shit. But bro was cool as fuck. He always told you like, yeah, if you pay me, can you come here and pay me cash? You feel me? It's only gonna be this much, whatever. But you want to use cards, you feel me? You gonna get what you pay for, and you gonna pay for it. You feel me? He's like, I might throw you, if you pay with cash, I'm gonna charge you the 5, the 10. You feel me? And I'm gonna throw you an extra water or something. You feel me? I throw you a little bottle in there with your gallon of water or whatever. Like yeah, people prefer cash for sure. It's just easier business. Take out the middleman. It's easier business for sure.
That's interesting.
So yeah, all of that was a tangent.
Yeah. I'm sorry for that. What was the?
I think you originally was asking about sports or
sports.
Went to
Wait, what was your initial tangent? I went off a tangent from your tangent.
Yeah. Our tangent was.
So now we can come full circle.
He asked about the casinos and shit. He started talking about people coming back and just being.
Right. Oh yeah. Right.
So I went on the COVID tangent, then we went on the gas tangent.
Has all needed to be said? All that needed to be said was said. In regards to that. Just so before we go back to sports?
Yeah, we can get back to it.
Okay, for sure. So we can start with some NFL. You wanna hit us off? I'll throw some moves out there and y'all enlighten me on how y'all perceive those moves. So number one, Aaron Rodgers signing for $200 million, 153 guaranteed. That was crazy. How reaction?
I think you said it before that he signed himself into relevancy.
Yeah.
Or I would say he signed himself into non-contention now because you don't have any money, and now that Devontae Adams is on the Raiders now, you don't have any weapons either. And you had him last year, you couldn't get out the first round of the playoffs. So, like, hey, get your money, but don't expect another Super Bowl unless you want to put it all out there. I don't know, even if you do put it all out there, it's still not even close to enough.
Yeah.
Especially with other teams, like especially the AFC, with how they're building up, all the teams like Khalil Mack, he went to the Chargers. The Raiders are beefing up everywhere on their D-line.
I've been seeing them on social media every day, non-stop. Like, new move.
Yeah.
They going crazy.
The Broncos too. Broncos already had one of the best scoring defenses last year they had a pretty good offense and an average quarterback, and now they have an elite quarterback, the same defense, and they still, I think they still have money left. So a lot of teams are contending.
What they finish? Are they projected to have a decent draft pick?
I don't even know what they're drafting.
What they give up for Russ? 2 firsts?
They get 2 firsts and a second.
Do you know the years? Like, it wasn't this year.
I don't know the details.
Because if they in a position to where they got a quarterback, a good defense, and some type of flexibility, and a draft pick, like, whoop, all right, you know, that's a good little offseason.
Yeah. I feel like the Aaron Rodgers signing was I'm just get your money. Shit.
Facts.
I don't really care.
Get your bread.
My team right now. Like, get your bread. I ain't gonna sit on here and act like I'm the biggest football nigga. You feel me? Like I fuck with football, but I can't tell you the ins and outs. And
that's why I asked him. I know he know it. He know it like that.
Yeah, I like the moves the Raiders are making because I think the Super Bowl is supposed to be in Vegas in 2 years.
Word. 2024.
Yeah, so they're gearing up. If it's not this year, better be the year after that.
That'd be dope.
Yeah.
Really, that's where they need to live. The mandate said.
Yeah. I'm trying to go. They can't have this mask mandate too long. This got to be over.
I'm murdered up, man. I'm going to get my Raiders license plate this week.
They might undo it by the start of next season.
Yeah, as long as they do it by 2024, I'm cool.
Right.
I'm going to get my license, my Raiders license plate. You feel me? This week we're going to be up. We're going to be ready out, man. Ready out.
I'm gonna give me some memorabilia. Probably a jersey. I had a hat when I was like in high school. Messed up, ruined it, threw it away.
I got the Raiders gear.
Now it would mean something.
I ain't got no jersey, but I did get a shirt, a Raiders shirt, like a jersey shirt.
Yeah.
Shit. But it was Henry Ruggs, and I didn't know if I could continue wearing it or not. You feel me?
I gotta burn him. Just keep put him in the drawer. Put it in the drawer.
Me some lose to him Ruggs, man. We all go through it. Everybody need a chance to grow, and you feel me? Learn and grow, you feel me? But I ain't gonna burn it or nothing. But it's in the back of the closet for me.
I mean, in recent news, Deshaun Watson with the Browns.
Man, he didn't outdid.
Now, that was crazy. Most of his shit was guaranteed.
All of it. All of it. Fully
guaranteed.
All of it. Every penny. Fully guaranteed. And what was crazy was Aaron Rodgers. That's what I was about to say. Aaron Rodgers set the record for most fully guaranteed money. The previous record was $150. He signed for $153, and $200 was the largest deal ever. So like, he set multiple records, and then days later, Deshaun Watson put all of those out of reach. You signed for $200. I got $230. Huh?
He worth all of that.
Deshaun Watson.
He the best quarterback in the league type shit.
Cause that's what they say.
That's what it's saying. That's what it. I mean, if you're the highest paid, you feel me?
By far.
If you're a top 5 quarterback, you can be the best quarterback in the league. And it's not even arguable. That
see, I ain't know he was that. I ain't know he was all of that. This the nigga who was going through it with the vision.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, that's probably insensitive.
Who, by the way, are all suing civilly, which means none of them want him in jail for what he allegedly did. They want to be paid money for what he allegedly did. But not even know
enough to touch on that.
Oh, you know, this been going on a long time.
It's been, I know it's been a while. That's why he been
kept
sitting out this
shit.
shit.
Yeah, this is.
I don't know.
Shouts out to Deshaun Watson. But I think that's crazy. Like, so in terms of guaranteed money, you put that out of reach by $80 million. Somebody got $153 and you come back with $230.
That's a good thing, though.
Oh yeah, that's crazy. I'm just saying that's crazy how numbers work. Like somebody is the highest paid quarterback until on Monday he was the highest paid quarterback, and by Wednesday.
That's what I'm saying. You just praise the bar. I don't think he gonna like when the dust settles, he ain't gonna be the highest paid quarterback ever. Like he just set the bar real quick.
Yeah, somebody gonna catch that. But in terms of guaranteed money, that's a crazy jump. Aaron Rodgers made the jump and set the record by just $3 million, and then somebody makes the jump and puts that out of reach by $80 million. Like that is a significant leap in terms of gear. It's not even like the overall contract. They all sign super big, but to be fully guaranteed, like him specifically, you've been gone what, a full year or 2 full years?
He's been off a year, yeah.
And you get that somebody got faith in you.
You're right.
Yeah.
Like, man.
And he's going to a good situation too.
Yeah.
Because when he was on the Texans, he had nobody. Like, he was running for his life every single play and still balling. Now you got a good O-line, you got a run game, you got 2 elite running backs.
What injury did he have?
He had a torn ACL.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, he tore his ACL, came back, had a good season. Yeah. Elite season.
Yeah. Hey, I want to see him live up to that. That's gonna be crazy. Do you think they're gonna keep Baker, or like as a backup, or are they guaranteed gonna trade him? Because I saw him request a trade, and then the Browns said they wasn't gonna trade him, but then they signed Deshaun Watson, so it seemed obvious you're gonna trade him.
Didn't he get traded? I think they're.
He did get traded?
I have no idea.
Was that today?
I don't know. Well, they're definitely gonna trade him. He's not gonna be.
I've been seeing speculation on Facebook. All our friends have been talking about, man, I hope we get XYZ, but I ain't seen no real official news saying he got traded.
Yeah.
That's why I was asking, because Adam Schefter reported that the Browns said they wasn't gonna trade him. So I'm like, why wouldn't you? Because I thought it was obvious. It seems obvious they're going to trade him. They didn't trade him?
No.
Okay.
They said they're trying to find him a home though.
Okay.
Rumors are the Saints and the Panthers.
Well, Jameis Winston got re-signed for 2 years today.
How much?
I think $80 million.
He played for the Saints, right?
Something like that. Yeah, he plays for the Saints, and he's coming off an injury too, torn ACL. So.
Oh yeah, I did. He back soon though. I mean, he got back way sooner than expected. He was working out a couple weeks ago.
He's expected
like running, like.
Yeah. He tore his ACL early last season.
Like mid-season.
Mid-season, I was about to say. I know I seen him playing last season for sure.
Mid-season. Yeah.
Was looking good too.
Yeah.
Everybody thought he was an MVP candidate. He had like the first 3 games of the season. He looked hella good. He had like 5 touchdowns every game.
They beat the Packers, I think.
Well, that was the first game of the season.
Yeah.
Yep.
Jameis Winston
had the best and worst season ever for a quarterback.
The most
in the same season.
Interesting career.
From college.
That's what I'm saying.
We was talking about that crab legs.
That's what I'm saying. That's just automatically what comes to mind. Like he just
that story was
a wild card. Like I can't never take him serious because of that. Like between that and the videos of him eating the W's and shit, I can never take this nigga serious. I can never take this nigga serious.
Hey. The whole huddle. They could not take. I could not be inspired by that.
That's what was buddy's name on the basketball team that was older than us?
Daryl Martin.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, he was that. Daryl Martin was that. He was a terrible basketball player, but he was an upperclassman, so he thought he could take that. He could assume that leadership role, and it failed miserably. Like no,
sit down. Put him out of office.
Yeah. You have been demoted drastically. Heavily demoted. So Devontae Adams.
What's not Aaron Donald? What other? Von Miller. He left the Rams.
He went to the Bulls or
the Bulls. I had to say that just sport. Oh, I'm about to say
you won a Super Bowl.
Deion Sanders, Super Bowl and NBA championship.
I'm with him on the court.
Right. I do not want to play against Von Miller. He has 6 fouls.
Nigga,
I do not want to.
You on a fast break and you run a
like
you see him running full speed.
Absolutely not.
Hell no.
And that's just foul 1. Like when he knocked you on the ground that time, he has 5 more of those. Like. That's what I just thought. Use them. You got 5 of them.
Yeah, use them for
They
sure.
got 6. Like freely taking you out of the air with ease.
Personality.
No, thank you.
Yeah, he's on the Bills now.
Yeah, I thought they were supposed to run it back.
No, okay, facts. That was crazy.
I mean, the Bills are contenders too.
Yeah.
And Josh Allen.
But I'm saying
they should have been in the Super Bowl.
Ain't no need to anticipate or guess how good the next team is when you won. No, that's why it got to be something else to make this nigga leave.
What was his contract? That's what I was about to say. I was wondering.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Rams probably wasn't going to pay him as much. They paid him something stupid, didn't they?
Yeah.
Like $60-something million.
It was like a 4-year, like it's close to 60-something. I don't know.
Like stupid. Okay, I saw that and I was like, this couldn't, because they had like YouTube. I mean on Instagram, all the memes they all look the same. Like in terms of like what be true or what be not. All it takes is for somebody to have like breaking and be looking true. So I saw something like that posted something crazy, and I didn't know if it was true. But the fact that you said that, I'm like, okay, he did get that contract. Like, that was ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
That's why, that's probably why he ain't on the Rams. The Rams are like, you think you're going to get that from us?
Right.
Sir. Thank you for this championship.
For your service.
Have a great day.
That's one of the things. You got so many bodies, so many like elite players. You feel me? Somebody gotta take the cut. Gotta be willing to or not. You feel
That's
me?
a fact.
Yeah.
Don't get your bag.
They still got Aaron Donald. Yep. So they'll be alright.
Yeah.
They kept most of everybody. I think they re-signed Matt Stafford too.
Where do you think Odell gonna go?
He leaving?
He could return, but as of now, it's not a foregone conclusion. Yeah, he a free agent for sure. So it's not a foregone conclusion. He posted some shit on I don't know if it was Twitter or Instagram, but I saw it on Instagram. But it looked like he was looking for like a redemption type thing. So it sounded like he intends on leaving and going elsewhere to restore himself. But I don't know. But so we're good.
They have to be an immediate contender.
The Raiders.
They could be the Raiders.
Might
be the Raiders.
Might as well.
Because then
And they just lost. They finna lose Amari Cooper, or they already did.
Amari Cooper's not on the Raiders.
Oh, I'm tripping. It was the Cowboys, right?
Yeah.
They
are Raiders.
Yeah, never mind. I forgot.
But as far as the Raiders, Odell's coming off an injury too. He tore his ACL.
Yeah.
Again, like this is his second ACL tear. So if he goes to the Raiders, he won't be the first option. Probably won't even be the second option.
He was cool with that going to the Rams.
Exactly. And you're going to a winning situation too. So
I respect niggas who keep coming back from like severe injuries.
Yeah, that is ridiculous. Your will to.
Nigga,
And they are professional athletes.
One major injury, I'm done.
Now, a hyperextension had me questioning basketball as a sophomore. Remember that day, bro? We were in the origin of me and his body problems started in 8th grade. We were sharing the gym with our girls team, so we played on the side courts.
Niggas had
It's
all
hella fucking backpacks on the bleacher, cause they got the bleachers like rolled up. Yeah. It's hella fucking backpacks sitting here.
Got us from that full court, like more like 1-on-4,
Play
1-on-1.
defense.
We was going like full court 1-on-1. That's type shit.
Was it that or was it the 3-on-2, 2-on-1? It was one of those. But it might have been full court 5-on-5 on the side rims.
I think it was a 3-on-2.
Man, bro, I can't imagine how many bones was twisted, limbs was all curled up, twisted into backpacks. I don't know how we fell, but we ended up under everything that we saw. And got back up, and all I know is from that day forward, my back never felt the same. Like, I am joking and serious in the same conversation. Like,
every ailment started right there.
It started there. Like, my back hurt right now. Like, you see, I sit on the pillow and my back hurt right now. So yeah, like it started then. So to see them like a D Rose, you gotta come back and not only just be like a high school athlete would be like, how many stories we know? Oh, my knee, I was nice, but my knee, like, bro, you got discouraged that, but like it be true. You know, like it be that. But
knee injuries and shoulder injuries,
they're done.
Probably the worst pain.
Yep. I've had a separated shoulder before, but never nothing like too serious.
I tore my MCL. That was probably
crazy.
The worst pain I've ever felt in my life.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Ever.
That was crazy.
What? The ice crack.
Yeah. That was crazy. I thought he was laughing. That's why I was like.
That shit popped out the cup.
Yeah. All I saw was. The drink.
Crisp it up.
Oh, the drink cracking it up. You know. Oh man, y'all funny.
That shit was crazy as hell.
Man, so yeah, we can finish up this NFL before we get into these hoops. So, Juju Smith going to the Chiefs. That's big. That's big. That was a shocker.
Like that.
I was surprised by that one.
I had Juju and Patty.
Chiefs are already contenders.
Facts. Yeah. Like without him.
Without him, yeah. They got every receiver runs like a 4.2 at least.
Where did niggas stand on Patrick Mahomes after last season? He's still that guy or what?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's getting paid $450 million. Like he's still that guy. His contract says it.
Everybody always trying to figure out who is the next TB, who the next Brady. You feel me? Like who gonna be that number one guy. You feel me? Like it's hella good QBs in the league, but you always gotta have that one guy. You feel me?
I wish they was don't predict that. Let somebody rise.
Let them.
Like one thing I could always appreciate about an MJ is that relative to LeBron was pushed to be that. MJ came in with no blueprint in terms of like you got a Dr. J, but like to be the face of the world at something, there was no blueprint for that. He didn't come in. I mean, he had the shoe deal, but like nobody expected you have to be the GOAT. He didn't come in with that expectation, and bro did what he did. So like I wish like let some don't let Mahomes got one chip in 2 appearances.
Yeah.
So like let somebody because now you're in the same boat as multiple people.
That's true.
Russell Wilson on paper, saying like we can get into like other like passing stats and like okay, but just in terms of like a Tom Brady where he is here, like elite, where there's no question that you only get there by climbing the mountain. You climb the mountain once, and all 6 of them did. Matthew Stafford, you feel me? Like
Tom Brady was consistent too. Like he's there
years.
every year. Like he's there, right there on the cusp type shit. Like,
right. If I didn't go and win, I went and lost or almost made it. Like that is ridiculous.
Never had like a bad season.
Unless he was hurt. You feel me? If I'm on this field, you're finna lose.
Like one year he lost the shit, but nigga had a 16-0 season type shit. Like you feel me? Like he just always is at the forefront of what's popping. You feel me?
Fact.
Always at the forefront.
So I wish let somebody ascend. Let's not. Oh, Pat Mahomes. Now in terms of talent, I totally understand it. You have to acknowledge talent when you
just
see
like watching him.
You can't just I ain't gonna say nothing about it. You gotta speak on that.
But
the
goal talk passes.
Yeah. But like we did that with Aaron Rodgers. You ain't been to the Super Bowl in 10 years. Remember when they won the Super Bowl? They I don't know if it was their GM or their coach or their owner. Julian is a real big Packer fan, so I remember this. He wouldn't let it go. He thought they were gonna be a dynasty forever. Remember that? Whoever of they brands, he said they were going to win like the next 3 championships.
You're right.
Now obviously he caught up in the moment, but like that's why you don't say stuff like that. Y'all have been pretty much irrelevant.
The rarity of that, like to just claim that.
Why? Why would you say that? Who in the league history has three-peated? Has anybody ever three-peated in NFL history? I'm sure a lot of people have back-to-back, probably 3 and 4 years.
You only name a couple in sports history who really three-peated.
And you he said that on the Super Bowl, the most televised event in world history. He went on there and look what had happened. Like y'all ain't got nothing. Just like you said, y'all gave all y'all money to one person, lost y'all second best player, and have nothing. Y'all finna be signing up for irrelevancy for the next 3-4 years. What's his contract? 4 years or 5?
Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah.
4.
Y'all gonna be irrelevant the next 4 years.
Yeah.
Like,
man, that's hard.
It's hard to have a dynasty in football because after you win that Super Bowl, every team is circling that game, and you take a game off, and the team is coming for your head that game.
Facts.
Like, every game matters.
And they trying to figure out the blueprint on top of that. So it's like not only do they want to prove themselves to you, like just like we was just talking about other podcasts, they did the hard work. You gotta copy them. So other teams are gonna see that and go, oh, okay, that's how y'all won this championship. But what can we do to get as close to that, or how can we use our resources and strengths to emulate that? Because once we do, and we got a chip on our shoulders in terms of trying to bust y'all ass, we just might do it. And that could be crazy.
That's crazy. 4 years is a long ass time for a nigga who's 38 already.
Man.
That's crazy.
With no weapons too. Like, who is he gonna throw?
Yeah, how nice do you expect him to be? Like what do they expect him to get done?
Y'all better have a good draft.
I feel like with a QB that old, like your biggest investment gotta be like your line before you gonna start talking about receivers and shit. Like this nigga 40 years old. You feel me? Like that should be our number one. Nigga,
Facts.
we just invested $200+ million into this nigga. Like, we gotta protect him. Nigga, 38, signed for 4 years.
He sprained his ankle and be out 6-7 weeks. It's that all that money down the drain.
The recovery time not the same. None of that.
Fact. Yeah. Like
the smaller the injury,
everything
really
changes.
Like,
out. Yeah, really down. Just like that's why it's crazy seeing Bron. Like I didn't see him sprain his ankle, go to the sideline, pull his shoe super tight, and come back.
Right
now he sprained his ankle. He out 6 to 10 games. Like yeah. You averaging 30, but your body hurt.
You
like,
hurt.
You 40 and you're like
That was never a thing.
Facts.
Was indestructible.
Facts. This nigga be like, boy, shit, living in a motherfucker. Whoa. Got some icy hot on the interview. Like, you ain't never seen that. Yeah, nigga. Ain't nobody immune. Like, that's crazy, though.
Yeah, facts.
That greatness. But yeah, now we can get into these hoops. That's the last thing I wanted to talk about. Y'all can get into the NCAA. I've been keeping up with the stats, whereas y'all probably been like actually watching the games.
Yeah, man.
So y'all can carry that, and we could get into that NBA. That's pretty much.
And then you feel me? You know, it's March Madness.
Yeah,
you
man.
just never know.
And it's out here, so like
you just
like,
never know. Like
to be able to see what's here.
You never know what's gonna happen in March Madness. Man, I really liked Auburn. I knew they wasn't gonna win because they inconsistent. They just inconsistent. But I really fuck with Jabari Smith and all of them. You feel me? They just inconsistent. Like they lost by like 17, 18 yesterday. Something crazy. They got smacked, man. Got smacked. But he still like the number one pick if he decides to declare. He said he don't know if he gonna declare or not.
Wait, he was the one that got dunked on?
He got dunked on.
Okay, I saw that highlight. Yeah, that was nice.
What was that dude's name? Something Wong. I saw everybody was like in comments saying he chose the wrong move or something like that.
He was out there getting fucked up. He had a bad game. Like he wasn't shooting good. He got stuffed. He got dunked on. Nigga stuffed him at the rim so crazy. He just had a bad game. He had a bad game at the wrong time.
Just bad. I was about to say just bad time.
Still the number one pick easily.
That's March Madness.
It seems like every year there are more and more upsets. Or more and more wild finishes the game. I didn't see the North Carolina Baylor game live, but I watched the highlights of it and watched the end of the second half, and it was crazy. Like, man,
like what's really an upset though? Like, yeah, you ranked higher, you feel me? But
yeah, that's true.
Niggas is not
anybody can be anybody.
Niggas is nice now. Like niggas just niggas.
Yeah, the average player is good. Like,
so it's any given night. You feel me? Any given night for real. Like upset is, you feel me? I guess it used to mean more than they do now.
I guess we put more credence into the rankings. They were more established because of the separation. So like the greatest talent did go to Duke. Now, yeah, Duke might have a really talented top-ranked high school point guard, but my point guard from Murray State, Ja Morant, you know, like if a Ja Morant is coming out of Murray State, like you feel me? Like okay, we gotta think this through. Like Deion Sanders. You got an HBCU with some of the top kids in the country. Like when that becomes the norm, and Clark Atlanta is running through Alabama, like they gonna have to schedule that. It's gonna start off as a scrimmage, just like we did. The Agassi ultimately got bigger name schools on his schedule, but here we used to scrimmage Mojave, Cheyenne, Chaparral. Like we had to prove ourselves to these teams in little scrimmages. We was nice. We wasn't no little Christian school. We the same hood kids as y'all, and we can do what y'all can do. And so I think like as that becomes the norm, that's gonna be crazy. Like the talent really gonna be everywhere. So where now it's like that ranking shit that don't mean nothing no more. It's about matchups. You feel me? It's about matchups, will to win. My stomach don't hurt. You feel me? Like it come down to that. Basketball games really come down to damn my stomach hurt, bro. Like ugh. That's probably why bro had a bad day. He probably wasn't feeling good. He probably had a headache.
It could be
you feel me? Anything. He bit his tongue earlier and just couldn't get over that shit. Like it could literally anything. So basketball, yeah, it's all about an any given day matchup. So yeah, that totally makes sense now. Like we probably really cared about the ranking because we felt like the top talent goes to those schools, so it justifies the higher ranking. Whereas now, the average kid could come from anywhere and be league ready. Type Damian Lillard even. He went to Weber State. We'll probably count on one hand how many NBA talents came out of Weber State. And Damian Lillard. They thought he was crazy. They drafted him 6th overall.
And Steph Curry went to Davidson.
Davidson? Who? And he go out to be Steph Kyrie. Like, you just can't see stuff like that. So I'm glad that's happening.
Yeah.
It make everybody more considerate of going to those small schools to scout talent, recruit. You know, like everybody nice now.
I feel like you gotta go where you could play. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, there's nice niggas everywhere. You gotta go to a team
Facts,
where you
it ain't realistic. Can't everybody go to UNC?
Right,
like,
everybody can't start.
Yeah.
Everybody can't start. You feel me? I mean, you're not nice, but that nigga just 7 feet tall over there.
Facts. Like,
can't do much about that.
Fact.
Can't do much about that. Shit, Gonzaga almost lost to fucking Memphis yesterday. They ended up coming back and winning by 4.
Memphis full of hood niggas, you feel me? Like, that's the thing, like, prep boy versus them hood
niggas,
niggas, you know, he ain't playing with them.
Like, that's who the one arm nigga supposed to be going to next year.
Word? Hey, that boy can hoop. Like, I'm interested to see what happens.
If he actually plays and they make it to the tournament, that'll be good.
Yeah, because to televise that, and then it won't be no excuse. It's easy to, like, diminish high school talent, like, when everybody diminish, like, Zion. Like, oh, you ain't nothing, you did that against high school. I was one of those low-key, like, let's see if you can do that to people built like you. And
like, he's still bigger than niggas.
Now he doing that to DeMarcus Cousins and Bam Adebayo. Like now it's like, okay.
That's what people were saying about LaMelo.
Conversation over. Facts. He scored 92 points against some prep school people. Yeah. And now you averaging he averaging like 27-7 or 28-8 right now.
Yeah, nice.
Like a mere triple double in your third year. Yeah, that's ridiculous. You know? So I'm glad that's crazy.
Dead nice. Yeah, I can't wait till next year to see if he actually. Y'all think he actually gonna like play for them, like play and all of that type of shit?
Who's?
No, Hansley Manuel, the one on. What y'all think?
I really don't know, cause I'm not as well versed on him as you guys are. I've seen a couple of highlights of him, but
I think he will. I don't think he'll start. I think there comes a point in time where the degree of talent increases. There is a gap between high school and college.
How good do you think he really is?
I couldn't believe seeing how effortlessly he was scoring on these dudes. And it looked like he was doing this in elite camps.
Yeah.
And I look at that. The thing is just how we were just talking about LaMelo. LaMelo didn't play AAU junior and senior year. He played on his high school team against no talent, then left. And so you don't get to see them compete against the best of the best. I remember my coach used to tell me T-Mac made a name for himself. He went to the ABCD camp, which is like the Adidas, the biggest AAU camp in the world, and he dunked on like the #1 center, and that was how he got high school attention. So like, this dude with one arm is going to those camps, playing against players like that. Now, obviously not T-Mac, but like a high school version of that, and is cooking them. It ain't just the average, he a 5'4", 102-pound white boy. Nah, he doing it to 6'9", 230 type. So that stuff makes me go, okay, there is talent there. Yeah. It ain't a fluke. It ain't they going easy on him. Niggas is trying to block his shot, trying to steal the ball from him. He walking your ass like. It's that. Like I've seen it because I was one of them like, okay.
You didn't believe you wasn't a believer.
You see enough over here. He been going viral for years. So like over the course. Yeah, facts. It took me years. I haven't been feeling like he been viral for. I mean, obviously he hasn't had his arm for an extended period of time. But I remember seeing him go viral like maybe 2-3 years ago, and only in the last maybe 6 months have I been like, all right, you gotta see it though. I have to see that. He is definitely. I'm a full rider. I was not that 2 years ago. I am convinced he can play college basketball. Like, convinced. That says a lot.
You see a one-arm nigga do it between the leg dunk, nigga.
So you think about how hard that is for us. Yeah. We are fully capable, fully able.
Like, how is that even mechanically
+4 men
possible, nigga? Like, how are you going between the legs and dunking the ball, nigga?
That's
it's like,
you think there's a ceiling with him though? Like,
definitely.
At this point, I'm actually not gonna put one on him. You feel me? Like, I think it's him that's as far as he could. You feel me? Take it. I don't know. I can't see him going to the NBA.
That was honestly I was about to say. That might be the ceiling.
I think he gonna do it. I think he can provide some cool minutes for Memphis. You feel me?
Yeah, he definitely. Yeah, he could be a 10 to 15 minute per game person. off the bench. Like I don't see him start. He might start if somebody's hurt.
He's gonna bring odds to your school.
Yeah, they might start him if he has a game in his hometown or something like that.
NIL shit now, you feel me? Name, image, and likeness. He could get paid. Like what that nigga go, he gonna play. He
gonna get a bag for sure. Yeah,
he got to get sponsored out the ad. Nike gonna scoop him up. That's Nike whole thing right there.
Just do it.
That's Nike whole thing.
Just do it. They better act quickly. He's a senior. They better act really quickly because if somebody else come up with some type of creative way, like right now Nike just off of branding, like he just said, that's
you go to the league or
spoon fed for you.
That
Nike is that they are spoon fed you. It is on a silver platter. This $1 billion advertisement.
Yep.
Seize it because if they drop the ball and let somebody else come up with something crazy. Have y'all seen Arby's got the Pusha T to do the McDonald's diss track? McDonald, you know how Pusha T used to do the McDonald's? He came up with their theme song. He just did an Arby's song and did a diss track of their fish fillet. It's actually a fire diss track. Yeah. But like that's my thing. Like you drop the ball and let him go to the ops. Nike, don't do this. Do not let him drop. Don't drop the ball and let him go elsewhere. Because if somebody else come up with something creative and they scoop that, that would suck.
That's Nike bad.
This is.
He gonna be a Nike athlete for a long time.
Silver platter handed to you, Nike.
Whether he goes to the league or not, he gonna be a Nike athlete.
Yeah, that's a fact. And he athletic.
Yeah.
Like factoring in that he has no arm, seeing how all of these players are. I mean, all of these people are like social media fans, like destroying. Yeah, he didn't get to the NFL, but he's still going viral doing what he loved to do. I could totally see him doing this. Going just like if you already gonna get endorsements, that automatically translates into social media. He just gonna post those advertisements on social media. He gonna record his dunks. He gonna record him in the gym shooting. All of those videos are gonna garnish hella views. That's gonna equate to even more bread. He gonna be set no matter what. Now, if he say fuck all of that and he only cares about making the league, then that's where I feel for him because that I don't know.
I mean, that's like a dream for him.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. If that's your end all be all, I didn't say, oh fuck that money.
You can do both.
Care about that. Yeah. That's a fact.
Ain't gonna be no fuck that. Like,
no, I don't think he's gonna say that. But I think like in terms of like a Kobe Bryant, Kobe probably would have played in the NBA for free because he cared about it that much. Like I just want to prove that I'm better than everybody out here. You feel me? Like that. Obviously, we all want that bag. But in terms of like a psychopath about it, if he had that mentality where nothing else matters but me getting up there and thriving, then I would feel for him because it would diminish what else I think he definitely will accomplish. Like he definitely gonna get these ads. He definitely gonna get this bag. He definitely gonna shine on a higher level. Right. And so I hope that kind of suffices. I hope that really satisfies him.
Right.
Cause he nice too. Pull up to the Drew League and go crazy. Like I can see that. And they already don't really play no defense, so he really probably scored 25, 30 points over there.
Yeah, I could see him really like popping on YouTube or something like if he don't make it to the league, like just going to gyms and shit like fucking niggas up.
You know Devontae Freeman?
Yeah, some shit like that. Exactly, some shit like that. All of them type of niggas.
I could see him doing something like that.
Going all across the world, going to gym, busting motherfuckers ass.
Going to parks. Random parks.
Fucking niggas up.
Yeah.
That's how a lot of basketball YouTubers are making money. They just show up to cities, post on Twitter, hey, I'm showing up at this park at this time. And they'll have like a full crowd. Like they'll have a whole neighborhood outside.
Be famous, boy.
Yeah.
Be famous. Be famous.
That's a fact.
Anything else with March Madness?
Nope. We'll wait until the rest of it's over. Or you got something?
Nah. Yeah.
We can get into this NBA. So the Lakers still descending. Currently 10th in the West. They have not been as bad as they look. They have not been 10th all season. Yeah. They are as worse than they've ever been. They won like 2 games since the All-Star break. Do we feel like there's a change? Do we feel like there's a hope that we can get into the play? We're at the bottom of the play-in right now.
I think we need to play in. I looked at the standings yesterday.
Yeah. We need to beat the 9 seed, and then whoever wins
we
the
tied
7 or 8.
We tied with 9.
Oh, we are?
Yeah, it's tied.
Who is 9?
Pelicans.
Okay. Do we own the tiebreaker over there?
I'm not sure of that part. No, I don't think so, because they got us listed under them. So
yeah, I was about to say they might be a solid 9 then. But yeah, so we need to beat the 9 seed, and then the loser of the 7 and 8 seed, we need to beat them twice. So let's say 7 beats 8, 7 gets locked into that 7 seed, we need to beat the 9 seed and then beat the 8 seed twice. Right. If we lose to the 9 seed once, we're out. If we beat the 9 seed but then lose to the 8 seed once, we're out. So we can't lose. We need to win 3 straight playoff games, essentially.
Yep.
Like, pretty much. And it's looking like we can't even beat the Kings on a random Tuesday. The tanking Portland Trailblazers with no Damian Lillard and had just traded C.J. McCollum. They 30-pieced us. Yeah, so.
When does AD come back?
2 weeks. Who knows?
Maybe.
Right, who knows? I did just see a report that him and Kendrick Nunn had amped up their workouts.
Oh, yeah, I saw that too.
I also saw a couple weeks ago Kendrick Nunn had a setback, which is why he still ain't back. So who knows what to expect of that? Like, I don't know how much credibility to put in that.
Right. I got confidence we're gonna make it at least in the playing game, which is damn near all I can ask for at this point in the season. Shit. Yeah, that's damn near all I can ask for. Like you said, we got 30-piece by the Blazers, but shit, still better than them niggas. Still got a better record than them niggas.
Yeah, that's true. That's a fact.
I feel like we could beat the Pelicans in one game. Yeah, one game. Like, I think
that too. Yeah, it's the 3 straight that does it for me. If they lose one
we
game,
win the first playing game, I'm cool. Yeah, we go out losing to the niggas supposed to be in the playoffs. You feel me?
Yeah, okay, that's a little moral victory, I guess. Yeah,
I'm not tripping because the season is throwaway anyway. You feel me at this point, so I'm not tripping on it. I'll be happy if we get a solid win, a playoff win. Right. I guess you could call that a playoff win.
Yeah, lucky.
Yeah. I don't know, man. We better than the Blazers. We better than the Pelicans. Like, we just lucky niggas is ass. Like we ass too. You feel me? But it's just I think it's more so because we the Lakers that niggas really like take it to heart. And
it's the expectation. Like, it shouldn't be looking like this.
Like niggas, it make it seem like we the worst team in the league. You feel me? Like that's how niggas feel because we the Lakers. You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
We not the worst team in the league. You feel me? Like. Down there.
But we lose to the worst teams in the league. Like, we have lost to every single one of the worst teams in the league by a lot. They have all 30-piece the Lakers.
For sure.
Every single one of even the teams that are far out of the playoffs in both conferences, when it's the Lakers, they get up.
Well, they gotta say something though that we got better records than them. We beating somebody.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we got enough good wins. Like we beat the Warriors. Those are nice quality wins. Like, man, why can't we just kind of piggyback on that?
Right, carry that momentum.
Fact.
I don't know.
Yeah, so it's for sure a throwaway season. Yeah, it's teams that's nice, that's in the top 3, 4, whatever on both on East and the West. That I'm still like, nah, y'all not there this year. Y'all not gonna make it this year. So if I'm feeling that way about them,
Grizzlies are a 2 seed right now.
If I'm feeling that way about them, then shit, I know we ain't really in the running for nothing.
Facts.
For nothing. I don't want them getting no ideas about trying to keep Russ anyway. Like, let's just call it a day. Let's move on. Part ways. You feel me? We going fishing early.
Yeah. What do you think happens to Russ after the season?
Trade. Russ is out of here. We already know
like
that.
career-wise, right?
He gonna be alright. He's still Russell Westbrook.
I think he's gonna end up on the Trailblazers.
Is he gonna continue to be ass or
definitely? He is not gonna get better.
He gonna be a triple-double machine again, I think.
Really?
I think he works harder for it.
It ain't even that he's not working hard this year. He just
no. Yeah, not that. I'm saying age. I think age is gonna make him like physically have to exert more energy. I think he's gonna be a triple double machine, but probably get less triple doubles over the course of a season.
Yeah, he may not get the average.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. But he'll definitely get. He has enough energy and skill.
See, that's what I don't like, bro. Like niggas, man. This nigga done made the triple double seem regular. Like now niggas saying that that's spectacular.
Still ridiculous.
That is spectacular, nigga. If you fuck the average, if you get more than 5 triple doubles in a season, that is spectacular.
Really, if you get 2, considering how many considering how many people like don't like the elite of the elite, then you can kind of expect them to get a certain amount. But in terms of like the average player, like if you get 1, like I just found out Terry Rozier, his very first NBA game ever, he had a triple double. He's the second player ever to have a triple double their very first NBA game. I'm like, damn, that's tight. Like, you come in the game going crazy. But yeah, with a player like him, there is an expectation that he'll get it, and it sucks that they that we kind of expected because it does
He's not
water it down.
His numbers is really not terrible. Like he's still
not at all.
He's
better
than
18,
He's still better than you
now.
niggas. He's better than a lot of you niggas.
Facts. All the ones that's running their mouth, they like and
all that. So
go ahead. No, go ahead.
All that shit, all that talk niggas having about Russ being ass and shit, like dismiss it. Like that's not the case.
Facts.
He's not a Laker. You feel me? He's not a what we call. I ain't gonna say that. He's not a.
He's currently ass.
He's not a Laker. He's not ass though. He's not Laker material. He's not. You feel me? Taking us to a championship or nothing. He's not ass, bro. He's averaging 18.
He's averaging 18,
all that. Which is great for
his stat line. Looks like turnover, air ball.
If
you get a turnover, air ball, and turnover again in that order, you're playing like ass. Like you need to play up to a certain standard.
I would say
not to call you ass.
I would say his decision making is hurting him.
If Ken Bazemore was averaging 18 and 8 right now, y'all be ecstatic, nigga.
I don't expect Ken Bazemore to do that.
That's what I'm saying. It's expectations, so you still gotta be objective when it comes to shit like that. You can't call him ass, nigga, when anybody else in the league.
Yeah, I'd say he's ass considering the expectation.
I'm never
because
gonna call him
expect
ass.
a certain. I wouldn't either.
He definitely not living up to his expectations too. You feel me? I'm a real Laker fan. You feel me? I'm not a LeBron fan. I'm a real Laker fan. He not Laker material.
Facts.
The night he not what we expected him to be, but I'm far away from calling that nigga ass.
Yeah,
that's still Russell Westbrook. Like that's still, like he still is a nigga, like an asset, nigga. He's not ass by any means.
He's an asset. I agree with that. I agree with both of you because I do think we have seen far too much. Okay. If calling him ass is too much, I do not. We have to say okay. I agree with you. I agree with you because I don't think that he is ass either. But I get his justification for saying that, and I think that's why I agree, even if I don't agree with the conclusion. So I say that to say if we don't call him ass, we have to say that the season he has had he has had an ass season. I think that has to be irrefutable.
He hasn't lived up to expectations.
How we bring up the turnovers, the air balls, the shot selection. It's like I said, it's his decision making. If he tweet that, no, he is not ass. Like he is too capable of a basketball player to be ass, and that's his point. Russ will go out there and still get 30, 10, and 10, and you can't be ass when you can average some shit like that.
Yeah,
but
when
your decision making and your flaws hinder you from averaging stuff like that, just like I said, there's an expectation. So when we see your own flaws hindering you from that expectation, that's what makes it seem like, oh yeah, he asked today, like he has to lead the league in air balls. It's that. And it might play into, it probably wouldn't even be that bad if the Lakers were a top 3 seed. It wouldn't get nearly as much attention, to which his point, we probably wouldn't be calling him ass. Like, it's not just Russ. It's the Lakers in general look like ass. He is leading the ass.
I'm not disagreeing with y'all by no means.
I'm with you. He's not ass.
I'm just
He's not
subjective enough not to call him ass. Because
if you
call him ass, you feel me? Like, what does that say about the niggas in the league who don't even play or who don't even, like...
Yeah, like, they are ass.
And they better than a lot of niggas. Those are ass. Russell Westbrook is not ass.
Yeah, I agree with that. But he's had an ass season. I totally agree with that. We have seen, after 71 games, there are 10 to 11 more games in the season, I think I've seen enough to go, okay.
Like, he makes it unenjoyable to watch. That's why I call him ass.
Okay, well, let me ask y'all this. If you a GM in the league, whatever you feel me, any team, if you want to, you the GM of a bum ass team or any team, whatever, is Russell Westbrook undesirable at this point?
That matters when you say if I'm on a bum ass team.
It don't make it's 30 teams, it's only 30 teams in the league. You feel me? Everybody can't be the nicest nigga. If any team, is he undesirable?
Not for 32 teams.
Yeah. Okay.
Some team will want him.
Yeah, he has multiple teams that would want him.
A contending team could want him off the bench. I wouldn't want him starting if I was contending. I wouldn't want him with a lot.
But if you were a bum team, that's his example. If you're a bum team,
if I'm on a
I
team,
want
I want Russell Westbrook.
Yeah. But see, the difference is, again, we go back to the expectation. If I'm the Lakers, then Russell Westbrook's flaw. If I'm the GM of the Lakers, no, I don't want Russ, because there's expectation for us, there's expectation for you, and if I know that your flaws hinder you from reaching that expectation, then no, I don't want you. If I'm a bum team, if I'm the Wizards, there is no expectation for us, our fans. We don't got no expectations of you. That's why the young players get to go to the bum teams. There's no expectation. You get to make mistakes and grow and learn and mature. But on the Lakers, you're out of here. We need a superstar. We need to be ready to win right now. So I think like that's the whole point of like that matters of what side of the coin we're on. If I'm on a bum team, then yeah, I want Russ because I don't have anybody else good. I don't have the fans aren't coming because I don't have anybody else good. So whatever I can do, I'm willing to do. I'll take your turnovers and your air balls if you can just get butts and seats. I'll take that because I have no other alternative. Whereas the Lakers, we don't need Russ. We can go get AD, or we don't need that. We can go get that. We got a history of drafting blah 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 blah. You know, like there is different where they don't need what Russ offers like a bad team needs what Russ offers, and that need changes your perception of what you want out of him.
Lakers games are a social event. Like, it don't matter who we got.
Facts.
Like, Lakers don't sell tickets.
Facts. With Robert Zachary, they was popping 2 chains, popping out. They all out there.
Yeah.
So that's a fact.
Gonna be there. For sure. Regardless.
Dude. How y'all feel about the GOAT, number 2 all-time leading scorer?
He's not the top 5 scorer of all time. He's not even top 5 scorer of all time.
Why do you say that?
Not a pure scorer.
What is a pure scorer?
He just not. All his. I don't even want to get in this argument with you. I'm gonna keep it real. Like,
I wasn't getting into this. You said not a. You said not a top 5 scorer. I have to ask. I have to inquire.
Yeah, I feel my opinion. I don't want to argue, but that's my opinion.
Okay, I respect that. That's
my opinion. I feel like, you feel me, like he's unstoppable. You feel me, like you're not gonna, if he coming down the lane and he doing his little elbow shit, you're not gonna stop that.
Yeah.
That doesn't make you a better scorer than niggas who out there cooking. Like
what would have made him a better scorer?
Kobe, niggas like that. That's not you. Those niggas are better scorers.
I'm not saying I don't disagree. I'm not saying I disagree.
I'm saying the way you put the ball in the basket. You feel me? Like
okay.
That's what I feel you. I feel you. Yeah, he gonna come down the lane because he bigger than niggas. He gonna do his little shit, put his elbow on you, and you're not gonna stop that. And I respect him. I love him for that. I'm not taking away from him for that.
Right.
But I'm just saying that doesn't in my book make you a better scorer than a Kevin Durant, than a Kobe Bryant, than a Michael Jordan type shit. You feel me? Niggas who could really give a nigga a bucket at any, like, who have given niggas buckets over the course of their entire career. Like, yes, LeBron does give niggas buckets. Mm-hmm. Yes. To the extent that a MJ, Kobe, KD type niggas have done it or do it, you feel me? No. I would never give him that.
But
go ahead.
I would never give him that.
My definition of a pure scorer is somebody simply who their first decision is to score.
Right.
I don't think LeBron's first decision is to score.
Agreed.
Which I feel like that affects his ability to score as well. Because like if you're guarding him, you're guarding him, but you're also guarding the players he might pass.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, like it is a great achievement being that he's not primarily a scorer to be second all time scoring, but he's not a pure scorer to me.
Right. Okay. Here's my response to that. If you were to tell me he wasn't top 5 most attractive scorers, I would totally agree. He might not be top 10. Kobe, KD, MJ, Steph Curry, Melo, Kyrie, all of them look better
they scored
scoring. But here's my response to this though. When you say that he is not a better scorer, remember, the word score is one size fits all. The word score does not apply to fadeaway 3-pointers exclusively. It doesn't apply to 3-pointers exclusively. It doesn't apply to mid-range. It doesn't apply to elbows or free throws exclusively. The word score means put ball in hole. There is nobody that any of you have named who have more efficiently put ball in hole more than him, or more time. Either more time, he has made more shots, he has taken less shots, and has scored at the same pace. So I get, if we say attractive scorer, Kobe's footwork, Brian never had a post game. We can get into what you like to look at, and I think that's a whole different conversation because it's valid. Brown might not be a top 20 most attractive scorer, but if the game is score the ball. It doesn't matter if I'm using elbows and getting to the rim and you're shooting a fadeaway too. If both of us score 2 points, then we score 2 points.
I agree with you. I see.
So the optics can be a whole different conversation. Because I agree, nobody wants to watch layups and dunks.
I see your point. Even to your point though, I still wouldn't put them top 3. I don't think.
What's the whole criteria?
Based off of what you just said, I still wouldn't put them top 3.
Yeah.
Because by that definition, then you got to go with a Wilt. You got to go with a.
But Wilt scored less points.
It don't matter. You talking about efficiency, nigga, just putting the ball in the
I'm not just talking about. I'm talking about. That's why I said total. I said he scored more points.
Based off your definition, the top 3, maybe top 5 gonna be all bigs. It's gonna be all centers. If it's just putting the basketball in the basket efficiently. They got the best field goal percentages. They got the best.
Well,
they got the most. That's what I'm saying. By your definition, he's still not gonna be top 3, top 5. By your definition, I'm saying
he would be. He has more points than everybody on earth except one person.
You didn't just say, because he has the most points.
That was the first thing I said. I said he scored more points in less shots than them. That was just one aspect.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I don't want to argue this.
Yeah,
I want you to get your point.
I feel you.
That's why I want to argue it because
I agree. It gets deep.
Because you a stat nigga. So when you give stats, there's no room for argument if you just go purely stats.
No, that's why I brought up the optics. I'm not just stats. That's why I brought up the optics and the traction of it.
Nigga, we don't gotta argue nothing. We can just pull up the list, nigga. This is the number 1 score. He's the number 2 score. This is the number 3. I wasn't making it that plain and simple. That's why I brought up like the attraction of it. Like I'm not just stats. I totally understand what we like to look at. That's why I think MJ is a GOAT in terms of the way like he looked better playing basketball than Bron looked. I'd rather watch him score 30 than watch Bron score 30. I totally understand that. That's interesting. I never heard you say that before.
Yeah, definitely. Because I get it. If shooting a jumper, MJ's jumper looks better than LeBron's jumper. It doesn't go in nearly as many times, and that's a simple fact. So I'm not going to call him a better shooter because he's not. But he looked better. His dunks looked better than the brute force, dunk, because it makes you think that you can duplicate it. That's why Steph is so popular. He's a scrawny, light-skinned kid that little boys feel like, I could easily duplicate that. Bron is 6'9", 250. How many people on earth are that big? Versus Steph, who whether he's 6'3", which is still very tall for the average human, he looks small. The average person looks small, so it creates that faith, like, I could do that. So I get why Bron he don't cross all the check boxes in terms of optics, because it's hard to do what he's doing. It's hard to use all your force and get to the rim. It's much more skill required to shoot a fadeaway after dribbling between the legs. I totally understand that. So that's why we should talk about the optics. But
up there too.
Yeah, that's a fact. I said him but if Kyrie does 10 dribbles and then shoots a mid-range, a 12-foot shot, and LeBron James took 2 dribbles and dunked, they both got 2 points. So, I can't say one's a better scorer than the other. I can say one looked better, especially considering that Bron can do what Kyrie can do. But can Bron? It's not like Bron only does that.
I can't say
that's
Kyrie
just one aspect of the argument.
I can't say Kyrie would be the better scorer in that. I think it just depends on how you, like you said, it depends on how you define it. You feel me? Like, it took more skill, more talent for Kyrie to make his shot than it took for LeBron to make his 2 dribbles.
Agreed, but that's why I followed that up with Bron can do that too and has.
He can do what Kyrie does?
Not as great as Kyrie, but does Bron not have one of the greatest handles in basketball history?
No.
What? Why do you disagree with that? That's crazy. Why? I'm not saying crossover. I'm saying handle the ball. Crossover is I'm not saying he's top 5. I don't think he's top 5, but out of 20,
in a
top 100 of handles.
Define handles.
Your ability to dribble the basketball.
No.
Who? I'm not saying number 1. I wouldn't even go 5. You think there are 10 people with a better handle on the basketball?
Okay, well, you just said the top. You just said, I thought you were saying.
Is that not top 10?
I thought you were saying like 1 or 2.
No. I don't think he's top 5.
You gotta be specific.
Kyrie is like top.
I think Kyrie is top 2. He might be number 1.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I explicitly said he doesn't do it as great as Kyrie, obviously. But to say that he doesn't have one of the greatest handles in history, like in terms of 10 players. 10 players? Does Steph Curry have a better handle than LeBron?
Yes.
Okay. Does KD?
Yeah.
Why? And I'm not talking. I think you are putting more more attention on a crossover as opposed to the sheer ability to dribble the basketball in all facets of the game. Running up the court at full speed, making quick decisions with the ball in your hand in a split second. KD has a better crossover. I don't think
passer than him, but
I don't think he's a better
like just dribbling the ball up the court is not a skill. Like I don't really know.
It is. Can me and you dribble the way they get? Like you know, like that. I'm not saying just a fast break. No, but I'm saying
you got to be more specific. I don't know what you. I'm
to be able to do anything right off of a dribble is a skill. That's why we look at it. Kyrie is so effortless because it's like he has the ball on the straight. He can turn directions while still being mid-dribble, gather his shot while still being in mid-dribble. LeBron is a player who can get a layup from mid-dribble, shoot in mid-dribble, pass in mid-dribble. He can do anything in mid-dribble. Orchestrating offense in mid-dribble.
So that's what you're saying? He's one of the best niggas who can do something off of a dribble, you saying? Like,
right, that's what I think a handle is. If we look at
I still don't put him top 10.
Yeah. Name 10 better. Maybe you could. I'm not saying you definitively can. Yeah, you probably can. I think
Chris Paul, nigga.
Chris Paul, Kyrie, Steph, Isaiah Thomas.
You feel me?
That's a reach. That's a reach. Go watch old Magic Johnson highlights. That's a reach. That's a reach.
Handles the ball.
That's a reach. I might give him. He's a better passer than LeBron. I don't know that he defended, but it could be argued.
He is a better ball handler.
I'm not arguing that. I'm not arguing that. We can include him.
It can go on and on. You feel me? Like he's not a top 10 ball handler.
I acknowledge he could not be. I think he is.
That's all I'm saying. He's not top 10. He's somewhere.
Yeah. He could not be top 10. Yeah, I said that. He could not be top 10. But I'm just saying. I'm just saying he's amongst. If you had to come up with 30 niggas, that's still a top 0.1% of the niggas. That like he might not be. I don't think he's top 10. I'm saying he is one of a few niggas you can name. Like that's still even like Clyde Drexler is one of the greatest scorers ever. He might not be top 10, but that's Clyde Drexler. Like
ball handler, AI, T-Mac.
I don't know about T-Mac. Definitely AI.
I might give T-Mac. I mean, I don't know. That's what I'm saying.
T-Mac
a ball handler just meaning. I don't know.
Maybe it's too broad. Yeah.
I really don't know. Like, it's hard to declare niggas top ball handlers. Like you got to be something specific about him.
Yeah, that's why I said
it's
crossover is a different conversation. Bron is nowhere in the conversation for best crossovers.
I think you have to break down the handler to different kinds of
that's a fact. It's not a one-size-fits-all term.
Shooting off the dribble or whatever. I think you got to break it down. I don't think you can just say ball handler and come up with it.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, I don't know.
He doesn't have one of the best crossovers at all. Like those guys, we compliment their handle largely because of their crossover. That's where most of the compliments of their handles comes from.
Maybe ball handler, best ball handler, like you got the least amount of turnovers or something. Maybe that'll put some more definition on it.
Well,
I don't really know. I don't really know how to judge ball.
Yeah, we couldn't use the turnover because LeBron and Magic and John Stockton are all top in turnovers
because they have the ball in their
hand. And that's what niggas don't be understanding. Like they're gonna get turnovers. Facts. But niggas don't be understanding that. Like they're gonna get turnovers.
That's again why I say I'm not really like a super stat guy like that.
Yeah, turnovers. The stats
are context to everything.
That's a fact.
So yeah, I don't know. I'm not like what I'm saying. I can't really argue the ball handler part of this shit. You feel me? Like it's too broad.
We can stick to the scoring then. I still think it's crazy that y'all don't have him as a top 5 or 10 scorer. Like
he might be top 10 scorer.
Top 10.
Definitely not top 5.
I don't know.
8 to 10. That's being an 8 to. He's somewhere 8 to 15. Like he in that range. 8 to 15. I'll put him in that range. Definitely not top 5 though. Scores. And it's just how you look. At it.
Yeah. I think that's crazy. But I get it. Like I totally get it.
I've seen Kobe make shots that I know LeBron would never make in his lifetime.
Or
attempt. He wouldn't attempt in his lifetime.
I don't know that.
I'm telling you.
If we're talking about clutch shots, that's different.
I'm not talking about clutch shots.
In terms of circus shots?
I'm talking about in games that like I did on
purpose.
With
5 niggas on me? Yeah, Bron wouldn't shoot that.
That I did on purpose, nigga. Like I've seen Kobe make shots. Like nigga, I'm going to do this, nigga. Like I'm not being for it. Like I'm going to do this, nigga. I don't care.
And you don't think Bron?
If my son, he don't even have the mentality to do that.
If my son came out,
I think I disagree because I've watched more of LeBron than both of you.
If my son was 5'6", if my son was 5'6", 160,
You were
he wanted to make it to the NBA.
Never been anti-Kobe.
And he
just Team LeBron.
If my son was 5'6", 180, and he wanted to make it to the NBA, I'm not showing him LeBron's film.
I agree with that. That's why I said LeBron is not a top 25 in terms of optics. I would show him other niggas that give him more faith.
That's a good point. That's a good point he making though. Like
that's why I just brought up Steph Curry. I said Steph makes you feel like you can do it.
But I'm saying that's a great point he brought up. Like if I'm showing my kid or you feel me a player of mine some film, we're not gonna get to the LeBron shit like off the bat. You feel me?
I disagree. If on offense scoring, no. In terms of playing the game of basketball,
he wanted the greatest.
Why would I not show my son LeBron Patrick? If I need my son to play, if I want my son to be a great scorer, yeah, I'm gonna only show him the otherworldly scores. Oh, I thought, well, the film just made me think like all inclusive. Like, if I want my kid to learn how to play basketball, I'm definitely showing him LeBron James. Like,
even then, like decision making. If you 5'6" and 180, you're not gonna get to the NBA just off of decision making.
True. Nobody would.
Or in basketball IQ, like you can be a fucking assistant coach or a coach in the NBA, but you're not gonna make.
LeBron is for sure top 3 IQ niggas in the NBA history.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah, he has one of the best brains.
I'm going him. I'm going Chris Paul. If you ever see Chris Paul talk about basketball, my nigga,
that shit is crazy.
It's ridiculous.
He understands on like
everything.
I got him over Bron.
No, for sure.
Bron, I've seen Bron make too many boneheaded plays.
Bron number 3 for me.
Bron, yeah. I was about to say I wouldn't have him number 1 and 2. He's too boneheaded.
Oh man.
Basketball.
I ain't gonna.
CP3 is about to be.
CP3 is probably number 1.
He's about to be second all time in assists, and he isn't even top 10 in turnovers. That is
Chris Paul
crazy.
He's probably the number 1 IQ nigga to play basketball.
Yeah, I agree. That's what I was going to say.
That's not even a home court observation. That's just listening to him talk about basketball. Like LeBron is just a smart nigga in general.
Yeah.
Like I feel like he's a smart nigga in general. Like whatever he would have put his mind to, he would have been elite at.
Yeah.
You feel me? For sure.
Chris Paul was meant to play basketball.
Chris Paul is the greatest basketball mind I've ever heard talk about basketball. He's the greatest mind I've ever heard. Just
what separates him, I think Bron overthinks shit too much in certain aspects, whereas Chris Paul almost never overthinks. Both of them are otherworldly likely to make the right play. Chris Paul might be 100% likely to make the right play. Like LeBron might be 95% likely to make the right play.
99.9% likely to make the right play.
Like I looked at the turnovers list. So John Stockton, LeBron, they're obviously going to be up there because they're all-time leading assist getters. But Karl Malone is actually second all-time in turnovers, which is crazy. So he's second all-time in points. John Stockton all-time in assists, and both of y'all are 2 and 3 all-time in turnovers. And so like when you start breaking it down, it's like, all right, the likelihood that you like to bet on a nigga making perfect decisions, 48 minutes, 82 games, Chris Paul been at least since 05, 06, like that. I think over a period of time, you gotta. It's not a question. Like we both say, oh yeah, you need. Chris Paul doesn't get nearly as much attention, or that conversation is not.
I hate that, bro. Chris Paul don't get.
This is not as popular of a conversation
as he should get as a player. I swear to God, Chris Paul one of my favorite players like ever type shit. Like I think niggas really sleep on how good he is. Like, I don't think because people. I don't know, bro. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, I don't think people realize what he be doing out there. Like, how efficient he is. He gets to his spot. He knows exactly. Bro,
that's
he is
amazing.
Amazing.
He understands it at such a high level that we can't.
You can't even comprehend. You can't even comprehend.
It's like I don't know what he's doing. I just know he did the right thing. Like
you can't even comprehend.
It worked,
and he know it down to a T. He was like, I seen this nigga do this. As soon as I got the inbounds on that side of the court, so I knew I could dribble to this side and do this and go around, and he would come instead of trying to jump the screen, so I would do it. Like he knows exactly what's going to happen. Like before having this type shit. Like Chris Paul is an amazing basketball mind, nigga. So I definitely would recommend him if you trying to teach your kid or something. Like I definitely learn the game of basketball and be a point guard or whatever the case may be. Like Chris Paul is that guy.
Yeah, that's a fact.
I can't even cap to you. I hate how much
even to the way
because he don't got a championship.
I saw a video of how like the the way he arcs his shot too to like shoot over taller players. Like even to that level.
I just seen recently he was not arguing but talking to JJ Redick on his podcast about the
Clippers,
the sweep through.
I didn't watch that.
I saw that. They got into
Chris Paul is up here with it.
Really, what he say?
Because you know JJ Redick got his point. He want to argue and shit, but Chris Paul said his piece. JJ Redick was just like he couldn't say shit. But he was talking. Chris Paul
was he saying that it wasn't a foul or like what?
He was like, nigga, like I know the rules just like you know the rules, nigga. If you know that if I come across or whatever. And you hit me, it's a foul. Then why the fuck are your hands in there? Like, that's my fault. True. That's my fault as a player. And then he was talking about, and he told JJ, he's like, you seen me play one-on-ones at Rico Hines and shit. How do I shoot the ball? If I'm coming to this side, how do I shoot the ball? JJ already said, you shoot like this. You bring it up, you bring it to your pocket like this. He was like, exactly. So how is that not a shooting motion type shit? And then it was just more. It was more than that. Like they went on like 10 minutes. You feel me? But you just can't argue. You cannot argue basketball with this nigga. You cannot. You cannot argue basketball with this nigga Chris Paul. Like, I don't give a fuck. You cannot. Chris Paul is one of the greatest minds ever in basketball. Ever. T-Mac like that, too. I think people sleep on T-Mac because he had all them injuries and shit. Ask all these young niggas who they go to the train with and shit. All of these young niggas go to T-Mac to train, nigga. T-Mac is one of them niggas around the league, you feel me? Like, he don't get as much respect, I guess, in general, I don't know who he is.
Yeah, socially he don't get that recognition.
So but if you ask any of these young niggas who they train with, who they parents or whoever put them up with, like T-Mac is that nigga. T-Mac is training all of these young niggas.
That's good. I'm glad he got some redemption. T-Mac has 7 consecutive first round playoff victories and has been swept. He was swept the first 3 times.
Is that who Diggs used to be calling Zach?
Yep.
That's the nigga. That's crazy. That's crazy. I never knew.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's what you gonna do to you.
That's good. No, yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
Big nigga.
How y'all seen that Zion Williamson officially he ruled out for the season?
Yeah, they ruled out a few people for
the season. He was back.
Zion, 10 games left for playoff.
Yeah, but
Zion not coming back. Dame not coming back. Like they announced everybody who damn near nigga you been waiting for to come back and play is not coming back. Dame they announced for sure shut down.
Ben Simmons might not return.
Yeah, I heard Ben Simmons shut down. But yeah, I don't know. So. But he looked good though. I see he lost weight and all of that type of shit. I think that's good.
Keep doing it.
Right, keep doing it.
Keep losing weight.
Not too much, you feel me? I guess that's like his edge is just being bigger than everybody type shit. Big and athletic. When you got that athleticism, you feel me? Yeah. You keep the size, like you feel me? Your career might not be long.
Right. It can be something, right?
I'll say wait, like I say wait, like you can play at that weight for a little bit.
Right.
You gotta realize later in their careers is when niggas like Ron.
Yeah. I was about to say
he has Melo, Bron, all of them niggas cut weight.
Melo, they went on them keto diet. That was the first time I ever heard of that. The paleo diet, remember? Yep. Paleo diet. I had never heard of that. Yep.
I remember just one season, Bron came back just slim. You feel me?
Melo was skinny, like
skinny. These like. But they still big, nigga.
Right. Like they always gonna be big. That just puts that in perspective how big they were. Like and are like like we saw you reduced and you are massive. Just like you brought up Dwight. When Dwight got drafted, Dwight was when he got drafted, Dwight was fragile. Dwight was like as skinny as my finger. And in 2 years, he morphed into
Giannis.
Yeah, Giannis.
Super.
I used to love when he would post the pictures with him holding the dumbbells. He's posted multiple of those pictures over the years, and you just see him more and more yoked every time. Like, how, bro? You are 7 foot. Like, your limbs, your muscles are too expanded to be that big. Like,
they gotta be juicing.
No,
I think most professional athletes are juicing.
I don't. I think
they doing some. I'm not gonna say illegally juicing, but they taking some.
Yeah. I agree. They're taking
juicing
something.
It could be legal. That's what I'm
that
saying.
term is just
it got a negative connotation.
Yeah.
Connotation for sure. But they taking something for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
That's not natural. That's not natural.
Because you can't,
especially keeping that conditioning and keeping that.
Yeah,
like you feel me, like regular nigga like me. If I'm bulking, nigga. I'm
right.
not bulking.
These niggas bulking, cutting, trimming
hard. You get that big and you
still staying athletic.
Facts. You feel me, nigga? I'll be passed out every second of the day.
Dead, right.
I'm walking around with the light head.
Finna go score 50 tonight. Like,
ain't no way.
Yeah, that I agree with that. They gotta be on something.
But regardless, like I like human evolution.
Yeah.
I like seeing how far we can take it.
Yeah.
And it just seems like it keeps getting like more and more. Like we were just talking about the NFL Combine, how dudes are now 6'8", 350, running 4.840s.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. The world just evolving. Like humans are just evolving. That's what we was talking about earlier again with the college. Like everybody's nice now. Like it's just a plethora of nice niggas. It used to be like you got 3 niggas who really league ready right now type shit. The rest of you niggas, we gotta get you ready, get you right.
Facts.
Niggas can come in the league right now and start and we been seeing it. The Rockets is a whole bunch of young niggas starting to. Thunder, a bunch of young niggas. You feel me? Like they don't got good records.
I think the Thunder are the youngest team ever. They had like the youngest average age in league.
They all 18, 19, 20 at the most type shit.
Crazy. Shea, the oldest player on the team,
niggas doing one and done. Niggas going to college one and done.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Getting that bad.
Facts. I love it. Go get y'all money, man. Like
you saw Bryce's starting a windmill.
Yep, I just seen that 14.
Yeah,
I thought he stopped playing basketball. I hadn't seen a basketball highlight from him.
If you watch like on YouTube, whenever they show Bronny shit, they always show his shit too. Cause you feel me, he play on the JV.
Yeah.
So they always show their game before they show like the Bronny highlights and shit.
Yeah, his shit don't never be going viral. And I get this cause he's young, but I was like, damn, nigga.
He
had a broken wrist for a long time.
Bronny still shit. When we get to Bronny,
yeah, that's a fact. Bronny ass.
See what he doing. Niggas talking about the chess move Bron made, like. Whatever team he goes to, I'm going to.
That's a fact.
That's how you get your son drafted when he's not ready. That's how you get a nigga drafted.
And he might be good enough. I don't know if he'll be long-term good enough, but good enough to play a year or two in the league.
If you come down to the second round, nigga, and I'm picking, I got to choose between Bronny. Now I got to choose between Bronny and whoever else at the second round.
Niggas gonna take Bronny.
I get Bronny and
LeBron, right?
With his son, like, nigga, it's not even a question.
Facts.
It's not even doubt in my mind. Like, we going Bronny. We going with the whole James family and
facts.
Feel me? Like
that's gonna be crazy. He gonna do it.
Nah, facts. Shit. Ray Rogers just signed for 4 more years. Bron about to play till he's fucking 50. Damn shit.
He better not. I always say I do not want to see him play as a bum.
Yeah.
Go out.
He might not be a bum though.
If he's not, then like Tom Brady.
That's what I'm saying. That's
you
what I'm saying.
The league in touchdowns.
About his game, the way he scores. That's why you can say he's one of the top scorers. I'm not gonna say the best, but he's a top scorer because the way he scores, he can do that forever.
I disagree. I feel like you can shoot the ball forever more so than rely on physicality forever.
No, that layup package he got, he can do that forever.
Really?
That shit
I feel like as long as a nigga got a jumper
about my little baby hood.
Yeah.
His layup,
the most unstoppable fucking hook move ever.
His layup is the same way. He throw them. It's easy.
Yeah.
You cannot stop. You gonna either foul him or he gonna work.
I feel like if KD was a super duper physical guy who relied on his ability to get to the rim and then suffered an Achilles tear, we'd have been like, damn, this nigga might be done. The reason we didn't feel like that is like, oh, this nigga's, first of all, he's 7 foot, but he is one of the greatest shooters ever. Fuck that Achilles. He could miss a leg and still probably score 30 points just off of his jumper alone. So that's interesting that we disagree on that. I feel like as long as a nigga can shoot, your ass got a career forever. Once LeBron.
But you think about all the shooters LeBron played with over his career. He lasted longer than all of them.
That's true. He also got with him old though. But they didn't play many years. But so I agree. I agree. I agree.
It don't even matter when he got with him. I'm just talking about their time in the league.
Yeah. That's why I said he played more years than him anyway. Yeah. You're right.
All the shooters he played with: Mike Miller, James Jones,
Shane
Battier,
all the niggas,
everybody, all the shooters he ever played.
Yeah, that's a fact. He
outlasted all of them.
That's a fact.
So I don't know that jump shot is not necessarily gonna keep you in the game.
Yeah.
You can have a jumper out forever, but you cannot play in the league with just a jump shot.
You gotta be able to do something else. I guess
you gotta do something.
That's true. That's a good point.
You gotta do something. You gotta be able to play defense. You gotta be able to get a board. You cannot just stand at the 3-point line, nigga, like, and hope Bron get you the ball.
Right. You don't shoot. Those guys don't shoot that well. You gotta be a Steph or a Clay or a KD. Like, they could probably exclusively shoot the basketball. Don't do anything else.
And then even the difference with like a Steph versus them other niggas. Them niggas not moving like Steph.
Yeah. All Steph does is run through picks.
That's what
baseline to baseline. Like,
that's why he's such a great shooter. This nigga wears himself out on every play, nigga, and still be knocking shit down. Like, he running off of 7 screens before he get the ball and splashing that bitch. And then going to play defense and coming back and do the same shit.
And he was a steals leader.
Niggas don't understand how much effort that nigga is exerting to be Steph Curry. Like, it look sweet. It look like he ain't really doing shit. Yeah. Bro, if you really played the game, like, you really done ran around the court before, nigga, you know. Like, doing all of that, splashing or just shot, playing defense, coming back doing it again.
In the range he's shooting at, he's shooting like 14 threes a game.
That's crazy.
That's gotta be tiring as shit.
That's crazy.
Just to get those shots up and not airball.
I'll shoot 2 regular NBA mid ranges and I'll be tired as shit. I'll do a layup. I'll be tired as shit.
No, like I said, to not airball, like to get those shots, just like how you talking about the distance to shoot from. The NBA line is already feet further than the high school line and the college line. He is shooting feet further from that and not airball. You almost never see him airball. Russell airball 10 feet away from the basket. 8 feet away from the basket. You will literally watch him airball. LeBron James will shoot that stupid ass and airball that motherfucker. They be strapping that bitch too. But he'll airball a lot, you know? And so to see somebody who never airballs, like, to throw his momentum away from the basket, and
Bron was really getting people with that shit.
Bron be strapping that motherfucker. He's like, he gotta be 90. He has made 90 out of 100 attempts of that shot. The other 10 were air balls. But I can't believe it. I can't believe the fucking league falls for this. That should be pissing me off. I'd be like, why? Like, of course I'm gonna be having my boy score 3, but I'd be like, seriously? Like, stop shooting that. But don't y'all always see me like, that's a bad shot, Brian, but I'll take care of it. You know, like terrible shooter. I hate that shot. Maybe he's Steph with that.
Works.
Yeah, that was all she wrote for the hoops, man. I'm all out of torpedoes. Whatever y'all got.
What you got, my boy?
We could do a little shift. It's some just life stuff. Personally,
how y'all doing mentally and emotionally, man?
I've been struggling with saving money.
Yeah.
Especially with gas prices going up. Like, I took a look at my bank account after I filled my tank up. I was like, dude, I gotta cut my spending like a lot. Like a lot.
That's real shit. I'm sure a lot of people going through that.
And it's hard. Like,
I'm sure a lot of people going through that for sure.
Like, what is your solution for something like that? Like, I know we like to get philosophical and be like, yeah, just think about the long term and everything. But like, what is the actual
day-to-day routine of saving money?
You know what I'm saying? You gotta get gas. Like, you don't know what the price. Like,
I think
$10 tomorrow. You still gotta get gas.
I think you start off with identifying how much you make every month. Like, I know I'm gonna make this much money every single month, because I know it might vary. You might work an extra hour or two in a given week, or next month you release this shit, however it works. So
work off the bare minimum.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, at least I know the smallest amount of money I'm gonna make this every single month. First, identify that. Second, identify expenses, like guaranteed expenses. I forgot what I had them wrote down as, but it's like a specific term. There's four quadrants. It's necessary, unnecessary. I think there are two sides of necessary and unnecessary, but I'll show you on my computer. It's actually really cool. But you want to break it down like that. I'm guaranteed to spend this much money on all of my bills: rent, phone bill, car insurance. If you got a credit card payment, factor all of that in. Like, I'm guaranteed to spend that on bills. Fuck if I go to Taco Bell, or if I want some shoes this month. Fuck that. I'm only focused on what I know I'm finna lose. Outgoing. I know I'm guaranteed to get this incoming, and I know I'm guaranteed to lose it. If I'm guaranteed $1,500 and bills is $700, then I'm guaranteed to have $800 bare minimum to play with every single month. From there, now you come up with a savings plan. Like the savings plan is now the third. First is those. Once you get to that part, I would say, all right, now I'm ready to kind of save. I know I got $800 to play with. Now you gonna spend some money on yourself.
Yeah.
So be realistic. Don't say I got $800 to play with. I'm gonna save $700. No, you not.
Okay.
That is
okay. So for the nigga, if it's for the people who already had a plan,
mm-hmm.
and their plan was, you feel me, to spend $50 on gas for the week. Now they got to spend $80 on gas for the week. That's an extra $30 that they didn't have. So what about for them people? Like, where can you make cuts? I guess where can you?
Yeah, that's where you gotta, like, if you like once you've already guaranteed certain types of expenses. Like I said, if you get to the point where you got that $800, you was accustomed to saving most of that because you was only spending $50 on gas. Now you spending $80. You gotta just take a little bit out there. It's all basic accounting, you know. You just gotta make the money make sense. Like, and I mean, it's not one size fits all because there are a lot of people on earth who cannot afford to cut costs. Like, so it's not. Right. That's the problem with financial literacy. It ignores real life, even economics. It ignores real life. Economics assumes that everybody on earth has the same information, is gonna make the same rational decision, right. And earth has never operated like that. Economics acts like there's no dumbasses in the world, and there are. That's the problem with it. So the average budget or the budget advice ain't feasible for some people because they structurally cannot do these things. I can't minimize a cost. I can't afford an increase in a given expense, you know. So for the people who can, if it's realistic for you to say, okay, I'm gonna just eat out less, that's realistic. That is realistic. I be trying to tell my mama that. You know, like she loves Popeye. That's her number one spot. And randomly it'll be, well, I gotta wait until I get paid. I'm like, no, you don't. You know, like I don't say this to her, it's not my money, you know, but in my head I'm like, you don't. You know, like it's habits. If you go in there every single, she works from 4 to 8 a.m. and then from 12 to 4. So from 8 to 12, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. she off. Yeah, she finna go stop at Popeyes for lunch. You know what I'm like? If that's your everyday, that's where your money's going. That $8, $9, $10 a day, that's anywhere from $50 to $12. You know, like that's $200 in a month. That's an extra $200 that you don't really think about because cutting costs doesn't seem realistic. Day-to-day shit doesn't seem realistic. I'm just going to Popeyes. You want to satisfy yourself, but that's why I say be realistic. Don't not go to Popeyes, but don't go as many times. You know, like there are certain ways, and it sucks because you gotta take it. Like with rising prices, that's not your fault. That's nobody's fault. And so it does start with, okay, like what realistically can be done. Identify. Do you know exactly how much you'll make bare minimum every single month?
Yeah.
Do you know that number? Do you know how much you'll spend every single month on bills, guaranteed?
Yeah.
Okay. From there, identify how much money you feel like you usually, if I didn't spend all my money, how much would I have in a general sense? Like let's say after those two numbers, if I ain't spent shit yet and I got all this money at once, now from there, save 25% of it, save half of it. Once you do that, that shit is going immediately. The rest of this money, I could lose it all tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know, it's easier said than done until you practice it. I'm speaking from a person who has practiced it, so I'm not telling you that you'll be able to achieve this tomorrow. You're already halfway there. You already identified everything that you need in terms of income and outgoing, so you're pretty much there already. Now it's just like you're at the point where how do I implement this day by day? And I say like literally ignore all the money that you spent. Don't look at your bank account, don't look at nothing. How much should I have if I did get my spending in check? If I wasn't carelessly spending my money, I should have damn near $1,000 every single month. From there, how much do you want to save? How much money is you trading? Like it can get deeper in terms of a long-term goal. If you're trying to save $1,000 over the next 10 months, well, if you know you got $500 left of spending money, mathematically you save $100 out of that, right? And I got $400 to spend. I'm gonna save $100 every 10 months. I'm gonna reach my goal of $1,000 in a couple of months. So it can get that detailed. It's like the simple one is outgoing, ingoing. The money that I got left, I'm gonna save half of that. Yeah. A detailed plan is I'm trying to save $3,500 in the next 6 months. How many pay periods do I got until then? How much? Like it gets deeper, and that just comes with practice. You know, like you'll evolve after you start learning like the basics of just implementing day by day stuff. Cause we all have entered that. I started at 18. I had a credit card. I didn't know nothing I was gonna do. And don't know nothing about nothing, and just spending, swiping. And you don't know. Ain't nobody telling you to save your money. Ain't nobody telling you how to handle a credit card. So I learned from my mistakes early. So it's not easy, but definitely avoidable.
It's definitely the adjustment for me. Like, I am used to saving a certain percentage automatically.
Yeah.
Like, that goes straight to my bank account, and now I have to lower that percentage because I don't have any money to pay bills.
Like,
so,
I gotta live, right? Like,
and then like with saving, like I have specific goals, so that extends the period of time of pretty much reaching my goals. So it's really just like a whole lifestyle change.
Yeah.
Instead, like, it's not just finance; it's like a whole lifestyle.
Yeah,
change.
life.
Like,
That's the bullshit of inflation.
Yeah,
whole life.
Eating out, you got to do that less. So, meaning you probably have to meal prep more at home, which takes a lot of time, and that's a lifestyle change too. Things you usually spend time doing, you can't do anymore because you gotta prioritize different things.
Yeah.
So, that's my main struggle lately.
The way he said, I'll just like emphasize just thinking about whatever your plan is and percentages instead of actual prices, and then just saving as much as you can. You feel me? Because like before gas prices was high, it's like you said, if you had an extra $500 and you saving $100 and spending $400 type shit, that's cool now. But next month when the gas prices is high as a motherfucker, you feel me? You gonna get hit across your head. So save as much as you can, literally as much as you can. You feel me? Like that's for like emergencies, for change, changes in the economy, all of that. You gotta save as much as you can while you can to prepare for times like this. You feel me? Just like they tell you, always gotta have an emergency savings saved up or whatever, in case you lose your job or you can't work or something. Like you always, in times of prosperity, you have to plan for times of, you feel me, with poverty, I guess, the devastation of changes, you feel me, I guess, like, you gotta save in times of prosperity for times like this when shit just go off the rails. And then, like, some practical, I guess, like, tips, I guess, I just wrote down real quick, like, if you are having trouble maybe with the raised gas prices or whatever the case may be, like they said, you can eat at home, you feel me, as opposed to eating out, meal prep, eat at home, save money like that. If you're paying rent or a mortgage or something like that, you can try to find a roommate, maybe, and you feel me, lower your cost of living type shit. You having trouble with money, you look at try to find like a side hustle, whether that be like Uber, Grubhub, or whatever, like food delivery, you feel me, even like a little part-time, some shit at, like, you feel me, delivery driver at Domino's or some shit, just trying to find extra streams of income, especially if your problem is your gas or your car note or something. Use your car to pay for that, you feel me? Like, use your car for good, you feel me? Uber Eats, regular Uber, you feel me? Domino's, some shit like that. Use your car, use the shit that you feel me? That you need to get the extra funds for. What else you could do? I just low-key deleted my whole little page.
There's a recently deleted if it's in your notes.
Yeah, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how to do that.
Go back to where to preview all your folders and then scroll to the very bottom. I've done that plenty of times. They can be recovered.
Yeah. See all that. But yeah, just shit like that. Just, you feel me, wrap your mind around shit like that. Like I always say, you feel me, if you can't budget your income now, you feel me, one of my favorite things to do is increase your income. You feel me? Like, that's how I look at it, increase your income. Like I'm a bougie nigga, I'm gonna keep it 1,000. I like nice things, like I'm controlled, you feel me? I ain't wearing designer, this and that, but you feel me, I like nice things, I like to eat and shit, you feel me? Like, so I just always had the mindset of raising your income. Don't tell yourself you can't afford something. Ask yourself, how can you afford something?
Yeah, that's a fact. That's actually the biggest, because it's a mental thing. That's the biggest advice.
Oh yeah, that's the thing that changed my whole mindset. I'm gonna keep it real. Like, I was out of college when I was doing a little bullshit job before I got like a good job, and then before I started working for myself, like, that was the one quote niggas I heard that like really changed my mindset. Some white boy on the internet I'm like, nigga, you feel me? Raise, like, you gotta increase your income. Fuck, you can't afford something. How can I afford it, nigga? Like, I was like, oh, bet I'm sitting here complaining about what I can't do. I can't get this, but motherfucker, make something happen. You gotta change it up, man. You gotta do something. You feel me?
Yeah. Nah, that's real. Like if for who that's realistic for, that is the absolute best advice in the world. Like
who is it not realistic for?
I mean, there are a lot of impoverished people that can't effortlessly increase income. It's a lot more easier said than done. It's unrealistic
They can't, or they just don't want
to get a better paying job. I'm not saying they can't. I'm saying
nigga, if you got a regular job doing this at the community center or something, you could work at McDonald's or some shit.
The average poor person cannot do that. It is proven. It's not even an opinion.
For what reason? Time or what?
Too much of your time and money go to things that you cannot afford to dedicate less time and money into. It is literally, I cannot do this. Yeah. Now, over the course of time, could you quit a job and learn and get a new job? Yes, of course. But for the person who, remember, the average person is already in debt. So when your bills and then debts are killing you, you might have kids or two. You know, like they're like, when you start really factoring in where a person's time goes, it's not feasible to just stop a job and start a higher paying job. There's a lot more hurdles that certain people in life just need to overcome. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that that's unrealistic. I believe most of the world that's realistic for. Get a better paying job. I
wasn't even saying to get a better paying job. I'm just saying you can get a bullshit job on the side. That's extra income.
Yeah.
Doing driving Uber when you get off work for
right.
If you got an hour between when you got to pick your kids up when you get off work or something.
Yeah. That's why I was saying there definitely is something people can do, but to really make a difference in people's lives, most people can effortlessly do that just by increasing income. There are the bottom rung of people are like structurally fucked up. Like it's actually
it's probably
crazy.
People like that. I don't doubt that.
Yeah. But yeah, the average person, man, you have time and resources to increase income.
Yeah, I feel like the black community in general, man, we gotta be better. Like it just like fucking with each other. I guess like we gotta fuck with ourselves, fuck with each other. Like you feel me? Like other ethnicities are very well versed in keeping money in their communities, like helping each other out. Like Spanish people living together, you feel me? Like ain't nothing wrong with that shit, bro. I'll move in with my whole family right now. I think that's how some bread.
I'm glad you said that. That aspiration is why I don't deem reparations so vital to us. I feel like if no. I'm not saying that we shouldn't have it, but if we did what he said, we would yield way better results than the reparation. It would be much more sustainable. It's not even about the reparation. So I'm not repeating that conversation, but I'm asking you, would you agree with this? If we did what you're saying do, which is bond together and build internally, which is what I said do when we did talk about reparations, do you agree that would yield not only better results, but way longer sustaining results than if we just was giving $10,000 each? Man, that's my point. If we did that, we would take over the world.
Other ethnicities got the whole structure down, like Spanish people living together, you feel me, saving on rent, and then they so in tune. We sending one daughter or one niece or something to go be a lawyer. We sending one niece or one nephew to be a policeman. Right. Like we all over the community. We taking care of each other. We making sure we good. Right. Like black people just don't got that like oneness about us. You feel me? Like even since I was little, nigga used to always say, man, it can't be too many black people in one place. It's gonna be a fight. It's gonna be a shooting. Like niggas, I heard that all growing up, all through life growing up. I heard that. Like, if we gather more than so many people, and it's gonna be an issue.
Facts.
I heard that all growing up. So it's like instilled as a young. You feel me? That you just like black people just don't. We just don't congregate like that. Like we don't fuck with each other like that. Like I don't know why or what it is, but that was instilled young. Like Niggas grown as fuck. Niggas older than me. Niggas that live next door to my mom's. You feel me? Like they doing that shit. That's hella two brothers, a sister, mom and pops. You feel me? They thugging it out. You feel me? They grown as fuck. Grown as fuck.
Probably all got a lot of money. Yeah.
You feel me? They got motorcycles, pickup trucks, BMWs, race cars and shit. Like they living it up. Living it up. Like, I don't know why we can't do the same. Like white people just can't live together. You know, they coexist and shit.
It's a lot of ego. It's a lot of ego within our community. I think we could probably table this discussion for the next time, but I think slavery, what really held us back with slavery and the civil rights and everything was the fall of our pride as like a people, and now we're kind of trying to overcompensate now. So like what you said, like get another job. Like some people are like, I don't want to get another job. Like why the fuck I gotta work at McDonald's? Like I'm too good at working at McDonald's. Okay, you're not making a lot of money, so what are you gonna do? Like,
what you gonna do? I mean, that's your own personal decision.
Put your pride away and go flip those burgers for an extra $17.
Hey, listen, it's all about having a plan and having your own. I'll go work at McDonald's right now if I got to. You feel me? If I have to, I'm gonna go work at McDonald's right now. Like, is that gonna be the end all be all for me? Hell no, never.
You don't have to do it forever. Just like
never. But if I'm in a situation I gotta go work at McDonald's, nigga, I'm gonna do that with a smile on my face.
Never get you over that hill, like
with a smile on my face, cause I know where I'm going in life. You feel me? Like. I'm taking, you feel me? I'm taking risks right now. Right now, I'm taking risks. You feel me? Like I don't niggas is taking risks. I'm trying to build a foundation or some shit. Like if I gotta go work at McDonald's next week, nigga, I'm gonna be in there with the apron on and everything. Right. Fuck it, like you laugh at me if you want to, whatever. Like I know where I'm going. And niggas don't like you. Just like you said, it's ego, it's pride, it's all of that. But fuck people, bro. Like niggas, like fuck people. Like laugh all you want to, like. Like it don't make you no difference. Like they ain't gonna put no food on your table. They ain't gonna pay your bills, nigga. They ain't gonna get out the car and squabble with me for sure. Like we ain't gonna do none of that. Like so you keep on about your business. I'm gonna keep on about mine. Like niggas ain't nobody gonna get your situation right but you.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Like you gotta do what you gotta do. Ain't nothing wrong. That's why I treat everybody with the same respect. I don't give a fuck wherever, whether you the pushing the baskets at Sam's Club, you collecting the baskets, nigga. I'm gonna say what up.
Right. I respect every person that's like hustling, like every person that's out there getting it. Like the dude we saw at Chick-fil-A the other day.
Yeah. We was
talking to y'all went to the Chick-fil-A right here.
Man,
I went there yesterday, bro. That was the first time I found out they
just opened it.
I was like, what?
It's been open like 2 weeks, maybe.
I pulled right up.
Yep.
Got the cashier number.
Right, my boy. Hey. The game lives on. But yeah, man, it was dope to see. We always be having conversations about black people and like hospitality or customer service. And I always be saying like we failed our younger generation. All the ones that got jobs at like McDonald's and stuff are terrible at customer service because nobody taught them. It's not their fault. Nobody showed them how. But the reason he pointed that out is because the dude that we ran into at Chick-fil-A nailed it perfectly. I'm like, dog, you gonna go somewhere.
Chick-fil-A always got the best.
I like that. I just wish that was a thing.
Chick-fil-A always got the
that should be normal. Yeah, Chick-fil-A, they're always killing. But fast food in general, like I wish people in general.
Go to Chick-fil-A with all
facts.
I'm like double back, nigga.
I wish people in general normalize that, like teach these youngers really how to converse with other people. You know, like that's a very integral part of adulthood. You're gonna fail in life if you can't do that.
And I feel like it's also like people like it's just like a stigma. Like a lot of people do look down on people working them type of jobs and shit for whatever reason. Like, no, you need that. You need that, bro. Like them retail jobs I had as a youth, you feel me? JCPenney, I worked at. I worked at a little Chinese food store, learning how to fuck it up in the wok and shit. Niggas go crazy. Like, you need them type of jobs for real. Like, I never worked there forever type shit, but I don't regret working them jobs at all. Like, I learned something from every job I ever had. Like, I'm fired from every job I ever had. I'm gonna keep it a book.
That's crazy.
I've been fired from 7 jobs, my nigga.
I have never been fired ever.
I've been fired from every job. I'm just not a worker. Like, I'm just not a worker. Like, you're not gonna talk to me crazy. You're not gonna, whether you're the boss, whether you're a customer. Like, it's just not gonna happen. Like, I'm gonna speak my mind. I don't give a fuck what, nigga. Like, but that's just me though. Like, I've been fired from every job. I knew I was gonna have to work for myself. I knew that from early. From early. Oh yeah, I mean, let's go. They let me go. They called me in the office like.
Hey, they all know. Hey, don't hire that nigga there.
They better not listen to this podcast.
You get an application with the last name and coax him.
No, but you know what's crazy though? I was also on some real shit though. I was also the best worker at every job I ever had. I was always the best. And then you're like, when I worked at JCPenney, I was getting the sales like that, you feel me? I was getting niggas to sign up for credit cards and shit like that, just with a smile, look, you feel me? I'm gonna chop it up with you. And we gonna finesse you into the credit card, and y'all working at Amazon, nigga, I unloaded the truck. I unloaded, like, I forgot what the number was, but I had the record. Nigga told me I had the record for unloading the truck the fastest type shit. Now, I'm fucking shit up. I'm in there, because I'm in there, you feel me? I'm got my music on, I'm fucking shit up.
In my zone.
Going nuts. Nigga throwing shit on the belts and shit. Like, I don't even like mentioning my last job, but fuck them, you feel me? But I was one of them. I was one of them niggas. Like, they begged me not to, you feel me, be on the shit I was on. Like, please, just stop doing this thing. Like, we want you here. Right. Fuck you, man. Walk me out.
Escort me out.
Walked out that motherfucker for real. But I was always like the best at every job I had, for sure. But, yeah, it just always went sour. It always went sour for me. For real. That's real shit though. But I forget what we was initially talking about.
I don't either. This became more interesting. So like,
yeah, I forgot what we was initially talking about, but yeah, fuck that, man. You work wherever you gotta work at, bro. Do whatever you gotta do to make it where you gotta make it. You feel me? Like, have your own shit in mind. One thing I realized through life, I used to be I still struggle with it sometimes, but I used to be so self-conscious and just worried about what other motherfuckers think, looking at me and shit. Like, I still struggle with that. Like, I might be in the store, I see niggas looking at me like I'm about to steal something or something. I went to the liquor store yesterday, nigga. Manager, nigga, when you on every hour I'm on, acting like you looking for something. Like, I wanted to say something to him, but I get it.
Facts.
Like, I get it. Like, I got more money than probably everybody in this motherfucker. You feel me? But I get it. I'm 6'3", I'm black. You feel me? My pants might be a little low or something. Like, you feel me? I'm in here doing my thing. I get it. I just recognize it for what it is. But you can't give a fuck about what people think about you. You feel me? I realize over time that most niggas you see outside, you probably gonna see that one time and never again in your life, you feel me? And never again in your life, you'll see motherfuckers look at you crazy or something, you never gonna see them again. Like, fuck what they think, you feel me? Like, do what you gotta do you. Ain't nobody else gonna put food on your table, ain't nobody else gonna put money in your pocket. Nothing, you feel me? So do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do. Women, you feel me? Like, I realize that too with women. Like, you see a fine ass girl at the store outside or something, you better say something, nigga. You ain't never gonna see her again. I promise you. You never gonna see her again. I promise you. Nigga. You never gonna see that bitch again. Say something. It is gonna be she gonna fuck with it or she not.
Right.
Your day gonna be the same regardless, nigga. Like, you ain't gonna lose no sleep over it. I promise you. Your day gonna be the same regardless whether you said something to her or not. The rest of your day gonna be the same regardless, bro. Yeah, you just gotta have your own mind, bro. Do what you do. Do your shit. Yeah, I went to Blaze Pizza last week, nigga. I'm rocking. They got something like Erica Badu playing or something. My own mom just rocking. White boy walked in the door. He started going crazy. He started jugging through the line like it was something crazy. Like, I'm like, I fuck with that, nigga. I started rocking my head even harder. I was like,
okay.
Like, I fuck with shit like that. Like, I fuck with niggas who just don't care, who just do them. Like, you gotta live your life for you, bro. Like, you gotta live your life for you, bro. Like, that's one thing I realized for sure. I'm a nigga. I ain't never been like no super friendly ass nigga, but I'll talk to everybody now. I don't give a fuck, nigga. Like, niggas look at me crazy. I'm still gonna say something.
Facts.
What up, nigga?
Facts. You see, that's what I do, y'all. I speak to everybody. The oldest person in the world.
Facts. I used to wait to see your vibe type shit. Yeah. See if you want to talk or not. I don't give a fuck now. Like,
Julian told me that at Gabby party, we walked past this old couple. He said, "Bro, you speak to everybody." And I was like, "Bro, like,
yeah, you speak to everybody."
It's not.
I'm just starting to get like.
I was about to say that's why I was like, "You see it, like,
you speak to everybody, like, regardless." Yo, how you doing? Yes, how you doing?
Now, once niggas don't speak back to me, be like, "Bitch ass nigga," you know, like, all right, you know, like.
No, that's a fact. But that's a cool. I had to realize that though. Like, that's how you make your life better. Your life, you feel me, is only dependent on you. You feel me? As long as you having a good time, you speaking them up. It don't matter what they on. You feel me? Like,
and you never know who you're talking to. You never know whose life you can save. You never know who can save your life. Like,
right.
You never know.
Before I came here, I went to go pick up this little milkshake from In-N-Out, nigga. I'm leaving. I hold the door for these three older Asian ladies. You feel me? She was like, "Oh, thank you." I'm like, "Of course, like, that's what I'm supposed to do." And she was like, "Oh," he said, "Of course." And they started giggling. Like, you would never, like, I never think they'll talk to me ever. Right. So, hey, grab their person, look the other way and shit. Like,
was they the opposite race?
They was Asian.
Because I was gonna say that also leaves an impression in terms of certain people.
Yeah,
we all kind of feel a way about people based on our interactions with them, and that's why I feel like jokingly stereotypes to a degree are true. Yeah. Like obviously most of the world like chicken. Black people specifically do like fried chicken though. Yeah, we like some things.
Nigga, that big ass line, long ass line that pops.
You feel me? Like and so like we can joke.
80%, 90% white people.
That's true, but yeah, that's true.
Everybody loves chicken.
Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah, that's why I said everybody loves it. It is true to say that, but damn, I lost my point. I was, huh? What did I say before that?
About stereotypes being true, like
right before I said that.
You asked about the ladies he opened the door.
Right. Oh yeah, I'm saying so. You can kind of really sculpt somebody's kind of opinion of people on top of that. Like if I'm white and I don't regularly have interactions with black people, but then I was to sit down and be introduced to y'all, if I got a certain perception of black people, I feel like they act a certain way, they talk a certain way, they think a certain way, and then all of that gets blown up by me hearing y'all talk, and now I feel like damn, they talk like white people. They think like if I'm a white person that they think like us, they're as smart as us. You feel me? Like you kind of reshape somebody's opinion and go, damn, maybe they're not stupid. Or like I'm not saying people feel like that, but somebody on earth thinks that. Yeah.
So
you feel me?
That's a good point. I'm gonna look at it like that too. Like maybe the next nigga they see that look like me, they ain't gonna be so reserved.
Yeah, because now they gonna know. The last nigga I seen with a hoodie said, "Thank you, ma'am," and held the door for me. He gave me a nice smile. You ain't gonna forget shit like that.
I'm the nicest nigga in the world. I'm just big as fuck, and I'm like, look at me. I got rest in this face and shit. You feel me? So it's what it is.
That's real shit. It's not
I'm
the coolest niggas in the room. Like,
I'm the coolest nigga you gonna ever meet ever, bro. But I have to realize that shit. Even one more example recently. Last week, you feel me? I'm in the garage, you feel me? I work out in my garage. I got my music playing, and I'm gonna play my music. I don't give a fuck. At this point, I don't play it like super loud, disturbing everybody, but I'm gonna play my music in my garage when I'm working out. You feel me? But so it's a white dude, older white dude. It's hella old white people in my neighborhood, but the older white dude walking by. I always see him, but he don't never say me. Always act like he looking at something else. He walk by,
they good.
Act like he looking at something else type shit. I seen him like
until right when they walk past you. Then they go back to looking at bro.
He'll keep until he passed you.
Yeah. Right when he passed you, then I'm back to looking straight.
But I saw like 2 days ago, I'm seeing him walk by. He got his hand in the pocket. He looking the other way. I'm loud as fuck. I'm like, what up, neighbor?
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, yeah, I've been seeing you for a year now.
Facts.
What up, neighbor? You
what
feel
up,
me?
Man? Facts. You gonna speak. You're gonna
make you speak.
Like,
I'm gonna make you speak to me, bro. Like, what up, neighbor? You feel me? I'm like, oh,
yeah.
Hey, what's up? How you doing, buddy? Like my nigga, what's happening? Like, I'm chilling. I'm just in here.
You gonna say what's up?
Started talking about whatever. You feel me? Like, yeah, you always working out, and you always, you must got a hell of a routine. Just whatever. We just started talking. Like, yeah, I know niggas in my neighborhood was wondering what the fuck I be doing. You feel me? I know they used to always see me in my uniform for my old job, and shit. Now they just see me at the crib chilling. Still living here. He's still paying rent.
Facts.
Like he paying his mortgage. He's doing something. You feel me? And then niggas get to talking like, oh wow, really? Yeah, nigga, I'm one of them.
Facts. Do you remember you was telling me about the person you said wanted to teach you or wanted you to teach them?
Yeah, wanted me to teach them something.
Yeah.
Wanted me to teach him about trading and shit like that. Like,
Right.
It's a language barrier for one, and for two, like I don't know, niggas you don't really want it like that. I don't know. Niggas just don't be wanting to work and shit.
You just don't know how to.
But yeah, another tangent.
Facts.
Another tangent.
Y'all got anything else?
I'm good.
I don't got shit. I'm just in the building. I'm just here. Chilling, doing me, holding the seat down. In the cut.
Shit, that might be all she wrote.
Like peroxide.
In the cut, like mine.
Facts.
Like me, what's going on?
Come on now, you know me. So yeah, well.
I was trying not to. It was good. I'll give you that. You said what? I gave you the pass. That's what I was saying. I was trying not to give you the credit. I was trying to be like, nah, that was funny. It was fine.
Oh, okay.
I ain't gonna hate. I don't hate.
I don't hate. Get on you.
That was hard.
I was gonna get on you. But okay, so we don't got nothing else, man. Drink with it.
Alright.
I know you keep giggling over there. I'm gonna load up.
Alright. Bonus content is a flame session.
That's for real.
Follow us on Patreon. It's rebuttal nigga right.
But on the real though, we don't got nothing else, man. This was episode 17?
Yep,
17. Finlit Footsteps. I'm proud of the game, man. We 17 episodes, man. We still got a long way to go.
17 weeks consistent.
Facts.
We still got a long way to go. Improvements to making shit, but you feel me? Keep rocking with us. We gonna keep improving. You feel me? You feel me? Audience growing shit. We trying to take it there. You feel me? Just fuck with us. We gonna fuck with y'all. You feel me? If you leave comments and all of that type of shit, we could better curate the content towards people and shit like that. So yeah, leave a comment if you can. Like, comment, subscribe. Check us out on audio. You feel me? It's Finlit Footsteps everywhere, right? Social media, Finlit Footsteps. The audio, Finlit Footsteps podcast. You feel me? YouTube, the Finlit Footsteps. You feel me? Just tap in. Let us know what you think. Let us know what it is and what it ain't, man.
Oh God.
Let us know if we ugly, if you ain't fucking with us. You feel me? Them niggas is ashy. You feel me? Looking crazy. Let us know what's up, man. We here for it. We here for all of it. But yeah, man. It's been another edition, man. I'm Deborah LaFleur.
Big Weasel.
Melly J, as always.
Jay, and that's the trio, man. We the Finlit Footsteps podcast, dog. Tune in next week for more content. We getting bigger and better as time goes on, man. So yeah, fuck with it, man. This has been another edition, man. I'll let y'all next time.
Big Weeks.
Yes, sir.